If I look like I'm like not paying attention, I am. I just have ADHD and I see shit on my desk and I'm like, oh, let me look at that real quick.
That's okay. When we had Verbal on, he has like 5 monitors. I don't know if you ever seen his setup. So he's
I haven't, but I believe it. Yeah, I believe it.
like looking everywhere on his setup. But
Well,
uh,
he used to play like Pokemon Go. Like that's how he got his first start in like social media.
what?
And he was like, I'm pretty sure he was like one of those guys that had like 10 phones that would play Pokemon Go and like do content on it. So
What?
he's used to just like, yeah. If you ask him about it, that's like that was his first like social like big start into social media. I think he was really big on on Pokemon Go.
No way, Loki, dude. That was one of
Yeah.
the reasons why I like killed my Pokemon Go plays. Like I'm like, oh man, let me take over this gym. Put my powerful Electabuzz in there. Then like all
Yeah.
of a sudden, I'm looking at the map. I see in the distance just all these gyms turning yellow, yellow, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh god, dude, we got the clan coming towards us right now, right? And then all of a sudden comes up is a guy with 6 phones, dude. He has 3 strapped to each arm, and he's like
He's just going crazy with all of them. Yeah.
insane, insane. But
I can barely handle one account, let alone 6.
that's what I'm saying. You got to have like the crew to everybody like jumps together. Hey, let's go. You guys want to go hang out at the
Yep.
Pokestop?
There's a raid. Let's do it. Yeah.
Yes, yes, the raid. But dude, Sam, what's going on, bro?
I'm great. I'm wonderful. It's been a great day. It's been a great year. How are things with you, man?
Dude, not bad. I'm so excited to get into this because you and me have so much history, right? Like, I even have it in my notes. Low key, you're one of the reasons that like put me on like the map and it gave me like
No, really?
confidence. I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest. You're one of the guys that gave me confidence through the way I would perceive myself in the photos that you had captured of me. You know,
Dude, hell
like
yeah. I
right? They
appreciate that.
they usually like, and they always come up on my timeline where they're looking tough as fuck when I was in D3, and I was like, oh, dude, like I just remember, we obviously do like our business exchanges, and like when I get the photos, I'm like, dude, I cannot wait to post this shit, right? So when you look
Yeah,
good,
I'm
you
glad.
feel good, and you play good, you know.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
I just want to say I appreciate you, bro.
yeah, man. I appreciate that. It's always hard like working with anybody because you send them the pictures and like what if this is the time they're like, hey, these are kind of butt like,
Mm,
so it's like even though I know I have faith in my work, like especially working with new clients, that's the hardest thing because you don't know how they're gonna react to the
yeah.
work, whether it's whether you believe in yourself or not. They could like look at other photographers like Enrique. If
Yes.
they've hired Enrique before, like it's hard not to compare yourself to him. And if I'm shooting raw footage and Enrique's shooting raw footage, it's way different. So like
Yes.
stuff like that is just it's so nerve wracking when you finally deliver a final product and you don't know how they're gonna react. Especially when they
Yes.
leave you on red for like a day before they
Oh
respond. It's like,
God.
oh no, like am I issuing a refund today?
Yeah, yeah. It's like sometimes one of the boys of the podcast, Parker Boys. I don't know if you know him, Parker 1K.
Yeah, I love Parker.
You love that guy, right? So he had some photos for us, and he sent it over to me, and I literally did what you just said. Like I looked at him for a little bit, I forgot to text him back, and then like a whole day goes by. I'm like, oh, dude, these are fucking sick, you know.
Yeah,
So I
it's so
that
nerve wracking.
yes, especially when it's like that's your livelihood, That's like your in
Hmm.
the paintball community. That's almost like your reputation,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, you never want to mess up. Like it's so easy if you mess up once, like it's everywhere and everyone knows, and
Yeah.
it's so hard to come back from any mistakes. So like you said, if you were to say these pictures sucked, you're gonna tell your friends.
Yeah.
Your friends are gonna tell their friends. Your friends are gonna tell their pro friends. Your pro friends aren't gonna hire you. Why would they do that? The pro friends work for the company, so the company's
Yeah.
gonna hire you. The pictures are butt. Like it moves so fast because everyone knows each other. It's so different from other sports where there's like 2 degrees of separation because I can talk to you and you know people that play pro.
Uh-huh.
You can just talk to them. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't affect it. It's so closely tied, whereas everything else is so far away.
Yes, and especially where the media is so distinctive, right? If the NXL posts a reel, I can look at it and be like, "Oh, that's Enrique's work," or I can be like,
Mhm.
"Oh, that's DQ's work." I can tell just by the way I've analyzed paintball media because these guys have been in it for. I mean, DQ's been in it for like probably
Forever.
15 years, almost 20 years, right? Enrique
Definitely, I think
probably
longer.
like
Enrique's been doing,
almost
or not
10,
Enrique. Yeah, Enrique's probably been in it for since before COVID, so probably like yeah, 2016, 2017.
right?
And DQ I think's been doing it since like 2008. Like he's been
Yeah.
doing it since like OG Viper days.
Everybody thought he was Danny Manhattan, dude. I mean, you know
Yeah.
that you know that lore, right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
I
Thank
pressed
you.
him on that.
Yeah.
I remember we were playing Minecraft at like 2 a.m. just getting into some serious philosophical talk, and I'm like, Danny, you wouldn't lie to me, right? And he goes, absolutely not, bro. I go, are you Danny Manhattan? And he said, no, dude, that is not me. Papa Dog, Papa Dog. Who's that?
That's my vlog Stanley.
What's up, Stanley? What a
So
beast.
I saw his legs come up and was like, ah, let me. Oh gosh, now the camera's just all kinds of messed up.
Oh, dude,
Oh,
hey,
so sorry.
hold your dog
But,
close, bro. Like I have a
oh yeah.
painting of my dog right here. I miss her so much, my Callie. Uh, but yeah, Danny Manhattan. What a fucking story. But Sam, enough of DQ. We've already had him on. Let me ask you, dude. For you in your own words, who is Sam Bennett?
Oh gosh. I don't know. I'm just a guy.
A lot of people say that.
I, I I don't know. I'm self-taught.
Hmm.
I got into paintball media out of spite for a photographer that I didn't think his work was that good,
Really?
and I paid. I mean, at the time, it was a lot. It wasn't really that much. I think it was like $150 out of my pocket.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, I have to fix this. This is gonna mess me up. Okay, that's better. I think it was like 150 out of my pocket, but I was like 16.
Oh, that's a
So
lot when
like
you're
for me,
16.
yeah, exactly. It was like that was the entire paycheck I had because I only worked at
Yeah.
a paintball field on
Or
Saturday,
or
Sunday.
like a full birthday, like your
Even more
birthday
than a
money,
birthday.
right?
I don't make that much on birthdays.
Right. So
But I didn't like it. So I was kind of out of spite, out of I just can do better.
mhm.
Um, and I'm not gonna sit here and say I did do better. But he no longer shoots paintball, so like in a way, in my mind, I won. It wasn't really like a fight. Like he wasn't like he knew about this and was like, "Oh, this guy's trying to come and get me."
It was your
Oh,
own perception.
exactly. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's all tilted. Oh no. I'm
Looking good.
sorry.
Gotta get the angle right, bro. I know you're
It's
that
just
guy.
it's just bothering me. It's just like I could see my bed frame is like going down, and I don't know why. And I'm so sorry. And anyone who's watching, I'm sorry for the
You're good.
thing. But yeah, so it was really just out of spite on one end of wanting to do better, and I learned everything I learned from YouTube, and just messing around in Lightroom. And like I said, I don't have a thing about me. Like I'm just a guy who got lucky is really what I like to say. Like that's it.
Yeah, it seems to be like a lot of people in the paintball world, especially when they're first getting in, are very very self taught. I mean, obviously we have the arsenal of YouTube at our disposal, right? To where if you ever really have a question or like Reddit, you can go anywhere and like find it. And at least for
Yeah.
the paintball community, there's a lot of people who don't really gatekeep too much, when it comes to
No, no.
like giving information. So I feel like a lot of people are all self-taught. Like I know
Yeah.
Ryan when he was on the show, like he would go into like detail about how he was self-taught back then.
Oh yeah, yeah, Mafia, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he learned everything like on his own. I mean, I remember watching the I forget what he called it, but the DMG series he
Yeah,
would
yeah.
do, and like you could tell he was learning as he went because of like the beginning to the end of when he was doing it. You can tell when he learned new things and was implementing
Yes.
them, and it was so good to see like his thing because respectfully, like the first two things for me was a bit unwatchable,
Hmm.
but as he got better, like it was like this is a really good series and it's getting better. And I mean, you can just tell that he's learning as he's going, and it was good to see that in real time, that fluctuation and that growth.
Yeah, especially when the quality off the start isn't that good because me and him would go back and forth about it because I always would glaze him and be like, dude, like that was one of the reasons why I joined DMG in the first place for some of those videos, right? And
Mhm.
obviously crazy how that goes so full circle, but he was like, oh, dude, those videos, complete shit, man. I hated them, and I'm like, whoa, dude, you're being hard on yourself. You're being hard on yourself. Chill. He's like, no, Hatch, they're ass, and I'm just like, oh, my bad, bro, right? So it's funny you say that, right? So a lot of people feel that, and you can recognize that.
And that's the thing that does hinder. And not, this is just like any if there's other media that's doing this, I'm sure they feel the same. It's like watching them, I'm sure they feel the same way. But that's kind of that hinders a lot of media because it gives you a false sense of confidence. It happened to me too. My first pictures were on a point and shoot I got from Target for like $180, which again, a lot of money for me at the time.
Yeah.
Not a good camera at all. Like those aren't good cameras. And everyone I'm taking pictures, I'm posting them. Everyone's like, "These are so cool. These are great. Oh my god." They're not. And
Mhm.
as nice as it is to glaze somebody, it hinders the growth because now why what do I need to change? These are great from the rip,
Yeah.
and they're just not. So like stuff like that, like we're gonna be our hardest critics on ourselves, of
Yeah.
course. But even like pros, even they do it. They'll these pictures are great, and pros have had great pictures taken them. They know
Mhm.
what's a good picture, and just it's a free photo. And I get it. You want pictures of yourself? They're offering free photos. All those photos are great,
Yeah.
but there is constructive criticism you can give. Like you don't have to always say it's a great photo. Sometimes it's not, and there's ways you can improve the same photo.
For sure.
And you just gotta be honest with them. I know non-photographers don't know it, but photographers will tell you. Like
Yeah.
we'll straight up tell you what's wrong with it.
It's all about the delivery, especially like I mean, coming from like a guy who just like not a like a photographer, right? I couldn't just be like, "Oh, dude, you gotta fucking do the focus here and do like it just wouldn't sound right from me because I have no experience, right? I'd be like, dude,
Yeah.
like, so what is the like? You gotta like ask questions and then be like, okay, can you make it look like this or something, and like
Yeah.
maybe possibly put an idea in their head to like adjust for.
You can do that. I mean, even the same photos that might not look good now, you can crop them differently, you can edit them differently, and you can make them look better. It's just getting too many photographers get comfortable because all they've heard their entire time is this photo's great.
Yes.
And it's just you got to keep looking at it yourself and push yourself past that because you're not from the average paintball player, you're not going to get a straight answer on if this is a good photo because they're all
Mm.
going to say it's great. Again, they want free
Yeah.
photos. From other media, you're going to get that answer. And from yourself, you're going to get it. You have to be hard on yourself. It sucks
Yeah.
because you want to be like I'm doing a good job and you are doing a good job as you're learning. But if there's more to learn, you're not there yet.
Yes.
So there's more to learn for me. I don't know everything.
Yeah. I'm obviously in a fucking very plain boat. You know, no carving on it, no nothing. Right. With the podcast, I edit the podcast, but I don't edit it to the point to where I'm like editing out the gaps in sentences when people are like silent and stuff like that. Right. Like
Yeah.
I'm a very chill guy, and that's part of like my style. Where I like the flow of
My God,
conversation, and I like
making
it
it
being as
worse.
natural as possible.
I'm just
Right.
making it worse.
I think you look good, bro. You look good.
Appreciate you.
So
It's a new webcam.
nice, dude. You get that just for the pod or what?
No, I had it, but I always had my GoPro set up, but it's so wide that I wanted to
Mm,
be a little closer. But it's like
gotcha.
720, but I have a light and all that, so it's
Not,
working
dude,
out.
looking good, glistening, bro, glistening. But back to the photo thing.
Yeah.
It is very interesting because especially people will tell you it's good if it's a photo of them. There's like
Yes.
a bias towards yourself that it could be like legitimately one of the worst photos ever, but when you see yourself in it, it's kind of like, oh, okay, maybe it's not that bad.
Yeah.
So and then
I
that's
have
another thing
pictures
when
of
it comes to
myself.
clients.
Yeah. I have pictures of myself when I was playing that I'm like, this photo was great at the time, and it wasn't a good photo, but it was free.
100%, right?
So
I look at photos of myself playing like my local field when I'm like, dude, I'm fanning that puppy, I'm fanning that, and it is just like now that I look at obviously, how sometimes it comes up where it's like, oh, this year compared to this year, right? And it'll take like a
yeah,
random photo of like something that somehow AI knows is kind of close. It's
yeah,
like it'll show me another picture of myself but from this year, and I'm like, damn, dude,
I
what?
look bad.
Yeah, like what growth,
Yeah.
honestly.
And that's I mean there's some people who just have it, right? Like there's definitely photographers who've come in like Enrique. He doesn't really take pictures, but his pictures are amazing. And I mean,
Yeah,
I know he knows how to take pictures, but like it's
his,
not his thing. He's
his
the video guy.
cinematography.
Yeah, he's cinematography, but his pictures are amazing. So like there's people that just know and then there's people who don't and that's fine. YouTube doesn't have a dedicated like paintball videographer or photographer who will teach you about paintball, which maybe it
Yeah,
needs one. Maybe someone like Enrique should make a channel where he just talks about it and stuff.
dude, that would be
Um
so good.
that'd be great. It'd be great for the community. Hey, this is what I do, and this is how I do it. This is how I edit, like stuff like that. All that's important, and maybe
Yeah,
it needs someone like that. But it just because it doesn't have someone like that doesn't mean you can't watch other photographers and learn the basics of your camera. You're gonna get your own style, but learn the basics first. Don't just go out on there and just kind of guess because you're gonna come back a day with the pictures that all suck because you didn't have the right shutter speed and you didn't know that. But
mm,
now they're all out of focus and or all have motion blur and like there's so much stuff you can do with just basic photography that's it doesn't matter if it's paintball specific. It's just photography. Learn it.
definitely. I like the way you said that because it's not like paintball is like so different, right? Obviously, taking a photo of someone standing still is basically the same thing as taking a photo of a fucking tree,
Yeah, yeah,
right? Like you just need to get the angling down. You need to get all of the minute details of how to take a photo down. And now,
yes.
before my teacher, when I was in high school, I had a photo teacher. Before he was convicted as a pedophile, he taught me something
Oh,
very valuable. He was like, you need to know how to take a photo, like before you even like start going into all this advanced shit. You need
yeah,
to learn how to take a quality photo. And then what really taught it to me is after he got caught for being a pedophile, um, the new teacher came in and he was like going over all our old work, and he is like, bro, what is this shit? How did you pass? And I'm like, oh god, you know. So It's just,
Yeah, maybe the guy who did that probably isn't the best teacher, but maybe he was a great photography teacher. I don't know.
it,
Um,
he was horrible because when the new teacher was like grading all the work, he's like, dude, this is ass, dude, get out of here, right? But I
he
like,
is grading on how hot you were, honestly.
dude, when I was in high school, dude, I was a chumpy wumpy, dude. I look at a picture of myself from high school and I'm like, oh god, you know?
Hey, that was his thing. But like he did have a point. Yeah, like it's like every basis of photography has a base, right?
Hmm.
And that base level is things like your exposure settings,
Yeah,
your f-stop, stuff like that. And that's all like the same. Like if you're in a dark room, you raise certain things. If you're in a bright room, you lower certain things. Like all that is the same with everything. Now there's different aspects like sports photography, you're going to have higher shutter speed because you want to stop the action, whereas like portraits you can have a bit lower, events you can have a bit, like medium lower, stuff like that. Like all that stuff you learn for the specific thing that you're doing, but learn how to take the photo first
yeah,
and then figure out the rest second. And there's a lot of action photographers on YouTube. Like again, we don't have a dedicated paintball one, but the same basic rules apply for NFL and baseball. They're all outside. We're just wearing a mask, but they're gonna want higher shutter speed. You're gonna want to use. You don't. I wouldn't ever recommend using like 2.8 the entire time. I know you don't really know this, but um,
totally, dude, totally.
but like you don't have an open f stop all the time. You don't want to go super hot, fast, super slow. But if you know the basics, you can figure the rest of that out and pretty fast without having to go an entire day of and then mess up all the photos because you just didn't know and you were just figuring it out.
Mhm.
You can learn the basics and then adjust as you go.
Yes,
And
definitely.
a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people just pick it up and they try to learn, and that's totally fine. You're going to be slower to learn than the person next to you who's watching a YouTube video every second because he's learning how to do it.
So why don't you do it, dude? You should
Mhm.
totally do that. I feel like you already have a good platform. You got some good subs on YouTube. You know, people already know you.
I'm I have the motivation, but I don't have the drive, if that makes sense.
100%.
So like I love filming videos, but I hate editing those videos.
Oh, dude, I get
So
paranoid when I gotta edit.
yeah, so like I would love to do it. Don't get me wrong. I think that we've needed it for a while. We needed a paintball photographer that can talk about paintball photography and how to and teach people how to do that. And I think that is important for the community. And I filmed videos where I've talked about it, but those videos have never come out because when I go to sit down to edit, I just sit here and stare and then I can't go for it. Now I have stuff now. I have gotten some gear and stuff that I've used in the past to help me edit that has like I'll show you when I got like this.
Oh
It's a
shit.
speed editor and it's
What?
literally like everything like this is the cut, like all that like this goes on the timeline, there's cut, all that stuff.
That's like the
It's
shit that
all in
Stilo
here.
Brim uses on Ridiculousness, dude. He's like, "Hey, run it back, Stilo."
um but something like that I used to use, and then it was on loan from the company because I did some work with them and sent it back to them. But I got another one because I loved it so much, and that cuts my editing down from like a week for a 20-minute vlog to like a day.
Really?
So it's just because I enjoy using it, and it's easy for me to do all my cuts and everything and inserts. All that stuff is
Uh-huh.
easy. So who knows? Maybe those videos will come out. Maybe I'll film more stuff like that. Um, but like I said, it's just sitting down to edit and then getting it on my timeline. I get distracted so easily.
I do too.
Like I'll put on music and I'm like, oh, I can't put on music because I have to hear what I'm saying. But then I hear
Mm.
myself talking. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do that either. Um, so it just gets to a point where I'm in this weird point of I want to have something playing so I don't hear myself, but I have to hear myself so I know I'm saying the right thing, and I just don't want to do it at all.
Yeah.
And again, maybe I'll start doing it because I can probably crank out a couple videos and go from there. But it's just so hard for me to sit down and get that motivation.
Yeah, like I just want to say, one, you're not alone in that feeling. There are times where I'm trying to create a post or something for FTS, and the amount of drafts that I have, where it's like I'm just like, I don't know if it. This is gonna sound fucking extra liberal, but it's like I don't know if my anxiety gets the better of me
Mm,
to where I'm just like, like I'm just like not satisfied with it. You know,
yeah,
you have a standard in your own head, and you're just like, if it's not up to there, like,
yeah.
why even post it? You know?
But that comes back to what I said in the beginning, where you have to be your hardest critic because
Yes.
you're going to get better at editing because you have that higher standard. You're not going to put out this content, and it sucks because you don't put out this content, but you're gonna you're not going to put out this content because it's not at that standard.
Yeah.
Well, the next time you edit, that will go at the standard, and everything will get better. I'm just bad at it. I still have to learn. I'm doing a lot of like I watch a lot of YouTube videos and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, um, to try to learn. Video editing is such a different beast than photo editing. In some ways, it's a lot harder. In some ways, it's easier. But I personally find it a lot harder.
I agree.
But like I said, you're your own critic, and that's why these videos haven't come out because I'm my own critic. I don't
Mhm.
think I filmed them properly. Maybe the lighting was off. Maybe the location. Maybe the sound had a little weird sound in it. Something inside of it. I don't want to edit it.
Mhm.
Um, but if I film it 3 or 4 more times, maybe that fourth time I get it right,
Oh shit. Okay.
and then maybe I want to edit and get it out. And it sucks 'cause it's a lot of footage, but like
Yeah.
sometimes that's just what it takes. I mean, you how many takes have you had on things where you had to say it 3 or 4 times before you got it right?
Oh, dude, we have like a meme when it comes to like whenever we're recording content as a group.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, first try, even though it's like obviously the 50th try we've just tried to
yeah,
do. You know, it is so bad, and I'm just like, oh, first try.
yep. First try. I mean, that's exactly it. Like you could easily uh use the first one, even though you stuttered a little bit and maybe you did it a little bit. But why would you do that when you know what you can do and know what you
Yes.
should do?
Especially when it's like right when you're recording it right at that moment and a slip up like that kind of happens, you're like, do I just cut what I'm doing right now and just restart it? You know, or
Yeah,
do I just like let it roll? You know, because if something
yeah,
doesn't
and
roll off the tongue correctly, you might as well scrap that shit, honestly.
yeah, and there's moments like where it makes sense. Like you might let it roll because it's funny and like you leave it in, but that's a personal choice. But if you
Yes.
know you can do better and you want it to be like a more professional thing, like you're gonna leave it. You're gonna do it again. So being your own best, your own worst critic is so helpful as much as it is also harmful because obviously if you never think you're never good enough, that's harmful to your growth.
Yeah.
But it's so helpful to your growth in the beginning and even later stages as long as you can manage it properly.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe this is just me in particular, but I love seeing the evolution of progress.
Hmm.
Like when it comes to like some of like the old YouTubers that I would watch, like when I would watch them when they were at like, you know, 10K subscribers compared to a million,
Yeah.
the quality of their videos is just like so much different. Where I was able to see that growth. Like if they were like, that video just isn't what I wanted, and they just never posted that, how would anybody even know about them?
That's my like when I have friends I have a lot of content creator friends and a lot of people that are new to content creation and I have my own little thing that I it's called Just Post. It's not like anything crazy, but it's like a that's like a little brand I started for myself, like my own personal merch.
Mm-hmm.
Um and that was the whole thing was if post it, who cares? Like who cares if it's embarrassing? Who cares if it doesn't? Who cares if it flops? Who cares if it,
Yeah,
is not good editing? Because we've all seen. I mean, we saw freaking what's. I mean, we've all seen those dumbass memes, right? That just went mega viral and changed people's
of
lives. We had
course.
that one kid, the damn Daniel kid, and he was able to get lifetime vans and all
Guy
that.
goes
And
on
like,
Ellen DeGeneres for having white vans. What the fuck?
yeah, like stupid. It's stupid,
Yes.
but it got him there.
Yeah.
So what's it matter? Like you're gonna look stupid. Every single you think Mr. Beast looked cool to his friends when he counted to 1 million? You think he
No,
looked cool?
I agree. And one thing I want to tell you is a quote that I heard really recently. I've talked about it a couple times on here before, but I would rather be I would rather be cringe in your mind than trapped in my own.
Hmm.
And that
I love that.
and that one hit so hard to me because I'm like, man, like I mean, if I'm being honest, I've even caught myself doing this because I can't say I'm a saint. I can't say that I'm a perfect man, but like there have been times where I've looked at someone's post and been like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, right? Like I don't know if that's like the word cringe is the right word that I want to use, but um I guess I would just be in a hater at that moment, right? It would
I mean, but
I would be a liar to say that I've never done that and that somebody has probably done that to whatever I've posted, you know?
yeah, 100%.
It's
And
just the way the world works.
it yeah, it's the way the world works. There's always gonna be people that don't like you, don't like your work, think it's cringe, stuff like that. But again, like you think like they're like look at all these creators. And there's very few out there. Maybe like Tony Hawk and them looked cool when they started because they were skateboarding. But
Mhm.
like very few people out there that are now the biggest creators in the world, they weren't cool when when they started. Like
Yeah.
no, their family probably thought it was cringe. Their friends thought it was cringe, and now they're worth $100 million. So do I really care if they're cringe?
Yeah.
Like if it's me, do I care that you thought I was cringe that one time when I can buy your entire house and then give it to you and not ever see my net worth dropping even by 100,000? Like
Yeah.
does that really matter? That's the thing, and like for me, what's really hard is vlogging. Like vlogging in public is so hard for me.
Okay,
But
let's
I'm never gonna see that person again.
yeah,
Like I like I
I was just about to say that, right? So one thing I want to ask you about the vlogs, right? Like, what is the biggest struggle? Is that with that? Is that just by the pressure of possibly doing it with people around? Because I mean, we've shot when I remember when I went over to Texas, we shot a vlog with Ryan, and it like obviously there were times where there are hella people around, and we're in a comic store,
Hmm.
and all of a sudden we walk up to the fucking hentai section, right? And it's like, oh well, this is really weird, you know, right? So
Yeah.
stuff is kind of like cut out in that moment, right? But I don't even know what the fucking point I was even saying with that.
You're
I
good. No,
got
I
lost
mean,
on the hentai, but sometimes just being in public, kind of recording like that, you feel the eyes, you feel the pressure, and sometimes it almost feels like a stabbing feeling because they're just
yeah.
like
You
staring
feel
at you.
embarrassed.
Yes.
Like that's, but and like you notice it yourself. Like even if you're not outwardly embarrassed, your voice gets quieter. You put the
Yeah.
camera a little closer to your face. Like you're not holding it out here anymore and loud, and that's fine. You don't need to be loud everywhere you go, but like you do notice those subtle changes in you, and that's embarrassment. And like I still struggle with that a lot. And I've filmed vlogs every single event this year that I've done. I've filmed a vlog.
Hmm.
Only one's come out, and it's been like last. It was like last week I put it out, but only one's come out. But I still get that way. I still get embarrassed because it's hard to get past it. And like in my mind, I have to just keep remembering, pushing myself that if this person in the airport is looking at me strangely, they're never
Whatever.
gonna see me again.
Especially in the airport, you are never seeing that motherfucker
Yeah, never seeing
again.
them again. So like, what's it matter? But it's just my subconscious mind.
Yeah.
Something that did help me get past it a lot, and this was like a meme a little while back, but like I forget exactly what it was, but basically someone would be doing something cringe and they'd say like, "Oh, but what if they think you're embarrassing?" And then like it would zoom out to the entire earth and say, "Who cares?"
Yeah.
And it was like, "Holy shit, there's like a 7 billion people on this earth. Who actually cares?"
Yeah.
Like and that got past me. And then I had a friend she's not like she's like I've I've known her for a while, but like she lives further down, so I've only seen her a few times. But she's recently been going like mega viral, and she just goes in public like to like national parks and
Yeah.
lakes and stuff. She just dances on camera and she edits those and posts, and she
Okay.
basically is like, but it's not like doing the renegade, right? Like she's like dancing out of joy. She's like dancing out of joy for just being in nature. Like it's
Okay.
raining, she's dancing, stuff like that.
Oh,
And
that's low key like this is gonna sound weird, but like that's like beautiful in a way. Like
yeah,
dancing in the
it's
rain is
free.
such a good like emotional
Yeah.
what like moment, I guess. You
Yeah.
know? Like
And it's freeing, and that's the thing is she's getting a lot of growth. Like she's got like 40,000 followers in like 2 days because of it.
do you
Like
know how many people
she's getting
want to
a
do that,
lot of growth.
but that are probably like, this bitch, right? There's so many people probably hating on that, but they want to do it themselves. That's why it's going
Oh yeah.
viral. It's because people are just
Well,
too scared to do it themselves.
yeah, and that's the thing is it's like she's going these places and she's dancing, she's having a good time, and she's getting strangers and they're dancing on the trail together and
Oh,
stuff
that's
like that.
sick.
And I her name is Fabiana Solana. Like I'm gonna just give her a little shout out because she's
Yeah.
going crazy right now. But it's just so freeing to see stuff like that and see like people like get out of their comfort zone because she posted a video someone took of her while she was dancing and she was just her camera and alone in a field and she's just dancing and they're like recording her and it's like that to me
That
that would embarrass the hell
that's
out of me.
cringe watching that. Like,
Yeah, but like that would embarrass the hell out of me. But she's like, I'm free. Like, like that's what her
amen.
mindset is right now. Is like you're like the person wasn't like saying, oh, this is cringe. Like they were like, oh, when you see an influencer in the wild, like that's kind of what it was.
Ah, I
But
see.
like, but like for some people that watching that, they're like, oh, that's cringe to be doing that. And for her, she's like, I'm out here in nature dancing. I don't care what you
Yeah,
think.
and that's what and something like that is so much different than like the people that like go to Disneyland. It's like, what's going on, guys? Here at Disneyland, it's like they got like the 40
Oh
foot
yeah,
selfie stick, right? Like
yeah,
influencers and content creation between those two is night and day difference.
oh yeah.
One is actually weird. One is
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
weird.
There's yeah, and everyone has their own thing, but I don't even know where we just got so off topic in general. But like with the vlogs,
Yeah,
that is the generally the hardest part for me is outside of editing it, it's the filming in public. And also because I do a lot of my vlogs are focused around like the esports side of things and
love that.
getting like the pros and all that. I never want to check them out, right? You don't want to shove a camera in their face before a big
Yeah,
match or
definitely.
when they lose a big match. So it's finding that nice little like halfway point of, hey, do you want to say something to the camera? And let me leave these guys alone.
Yeah,
So
Like
those are the big things.
with esports, especially when it comes to professionals about anything, paintball, esports, soccer, whatever sport, you kind of have to know the professional in a way, right? Are they the kind of people that like to talk? Are they the kind of people
Yeah.
that, uh, like a good one is, okay, like Mouse. Mouse is a good example. Like that guy will wear the clava over, like to where he just sees his eyes, just so people don't talk to him. Which that's
Yeah.
perfectly fine. That's just the way he is. Whatever, right? No
Yeah.
one can fault
Some
him
people
for
don't
that,
like it.
right?
But
But
Kyle
there,
Berry will talk all day.
yes, Kyle Berry, like Alex Frazier. Alex Frazier is the kind of guy who,
Alex,
in the
yeah.
middle of the match, he'll start cracking jokes in the middle of the
Oh yeah.
match.
Oh yeah. If you mic up like like Alex Frazier or even like Yarber, if you mic them up, like you'll get gold because they don't care. They're having fun.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, then you have Mouse who's super serious. This is he loves paintball, but this is his job, so
Yeah.
he's here to win this shit.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, he doesn't want to have a camera shoved in his face unless he has to be on camera, like for Ghost Sports.
Yes.
But Alex, you put a camera towards him, he's immediately making a peace sign and he's talking to you and he's having a good time. And they're that like you said, that's the difference is knowing when the right time is to put the camera in them on them because again, you don't want to put a camera in Frage's face when they're down 4-4 to the Russians. Why would you never want to do
Oh
that? But
God.
you also don't want to do it when they lose, or you don't want to do it right before the match because you don't want to get them out of the mindset of we're beating these guys. Like there's so many in between points, and you just have to know that point where it's safe to do so without interrupting their mind flow.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so good about the finals when it's like that half where they can kind of
Hmm.
like they're like, oh, pull one guy from each team and have like a mid game interview.
Yeah,
I like
yeah, and
that
that's
because the pressure's still there, but
hmm
you have a 10-minute break.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
You have time to do it, and they have all their meetings already done. You can do that, and there's moments like you can manufacture those moments, sure, but you have to make sure you're doing it in those moments. And a lot of people like in general, but especially like when it comes to videographers and stuff, you can sometimes see on some videos where they've irritated somebody.
100%.
And it's just that makes none of them want to talk to the camera because why? They don't they're irritated already now.
Yeah, and you kind of
So
have to be a good interviewer.
yeah, you can't just hey, how you doing? Like no, you got to
Yeah.
talk.
And I mean, and I'm not even gonna like hate. I'm gonna say the progress is good, but whoever they have, Bree, it's Bree from
Yeah,
Go Sports, like she's great.
yeah.
I know her through HK.
I've known her for years. I love Brie.
Exactly. I've known her for a long time. Uh, this most recent event compared to the first event she's done, definitely a lot of change. I wouldn't say it's night and day, but she like the first time she was ever the interviewer, she was like, "Oh hey, you just won that point. How'd it feel to win that point?" It's you know, but as she's learning and it's like the evolution of progress, what we were just talking about, is a lot different from what she was the first time. Now
Yeah,
she's actually putting more structured sentences together, more intellectual questions to where it kind of makes them think.
yeah.
You know, or
Well,
like
no,
recall
I
that
think a
moment.
lot of people. Yeah, and I think a lot of people they didn't really give her a proper chance.
I agree.
Like, cause I like I said, I love Brie. I've known her for years. This might be biased, but it's her first time on camera. She's gonna be nervous. She's not gonna know what to say. She's not gonna have her own questions. She's trying to figure it out. I always, every single time I had anyone that was like, she's terrible, yada yada. It's like give her a year, like give her a chance.
For
She's
sure.
trying out something new. Go Sports needs someone after Lauren left. Like they haven't had anybody for a while. It's something, and she's gonna get better, and she has gotten better. And I
Yeah.
grant I only watched her. The only event I watched her was Chicago because or not Chicago. Uh,
Dover,
Dover. No,
Ohio,
it's
Cincy.
Ohio. Yes,
Yep.
Cincy. That's the only one I watched her because I've been at every other event. I didn't go to Cincy.
Hmm.
But like taking pictures in the first event and having seen her, I could tell she was nervous, and then having watched her on that, you can tell she's getting a lot more comfortable on camera, and
100%.
that's exactly what she needed. She just needed time. Like she doesn't know these guys like that. Lauren was so good on camera, partly because she knew what she was doing, but she knew the guys for 10 years. Like it's easy for me to talk to Fragi if I can just talk to him like my
For
friend.
sure. Especially
So
where it's like when you can kind of be that guy where if you're vlogging and people just kind of know that you're gonna be vlogging and you're just yourself when you're on camera
yeah,
and off a camera, it makes it so much easier, right? And
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot better.
it's funny. We have a meme on the team where whenever she would be interviewing, everybody's like, "That should be Hatch. That should be," because obviously I love interviewing people and I love being
Yeah,
able to get fun, interesting questions out of people, or possibly ones that are out of pocket, is what people would call it, right? But that's what we need. That's what we need.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
putting
Someone needs to do it.
people in a position where almost making them crack because it's kind of like a funny joke or something like that, or like even
Yeah,
like a serious question, right? I think the best question she asked was I think it was Corey Hall. She's like, Corey, you used to play every single point on your past team, and now you're not playing many. How does that make you feel? And I was like, damn, that's a great fucking question right
that's a
there.
good
That is a
question. Like he's
great
gonna
question.
let him answer.
Like,
Yeah, like he's
sure, people can diss and be like, oh, she's not playing it, but it's a great question, and
yeah,
depending on Corey, he can give a great answer.
yeah. And Corey is good at interviews.
Yes, exactly.
Corey is very good at interviews, and I mean, that is like you said. That's a great question. Like it definitely makes him feel some type of way. Like he didn't leave Iron Man so he could play less. Like
Yeah.
so 100%. Like I'm sure he has something to say. Now he might not answer it because professionally it might not be a good answer, but the question itself is a good question.
Yes, it's gonna make him think. He's gonna be like, man, like if I'm not getting much playtime, like either I need to work harder on this team or go to another team where I can do that, where you
There
can be
there
that
is
guy.
so there's 20 teams in the league, and I would say about there's a solid minimum 12 teams that he would be playing every single point if he joined those teams.
More than likely, for sure, right? If they're
Yeah.
not in the, just like you said, if they're not in like the top 8,
Yeah.
it's like he easily can get a spot on them, right?
Yeah. And
Obviously, and
even on the top 8 he can get a spot, but like you look at people like Dynasty, they got their core, like they're not really making any changes.
exactly,
Like that's more of a we got our guys and like you might play second line, but like damage they run the two line system where they
yeah,
have the 5 and 5. So he might not play every point, but like it's not that he can't make those teams, it's just like they have their guys and their guys are winning. That's why they're top 8. Like
right. And especially when you have that core and you have that chemistry between the boys, throwing in a new puzzle piece, especially when it's like not like the family puzzle piece right away, because sure,
stuff.
everybody preaches family, but it doesn't happen immediately. It does
No.
not happen immediately. There is a chemical balance that needs to come together for everybody. Like it's almost like everybody needs to have their freaking periods synced up to where everybody's
Yeah.
at the same emotional level, right?
Yeah, no, especially like now, like if you give Corey an off season with Dynasty, yeah, he's probably playing most of those points. He's a really good player. Like
Mm,
that's why he was one of those ones that were sniped from their team to join that Aftershock God Squad. Um, that's why he was there. But it's just so hard, especially if you're looking at like a top like 4 team. Like if you're looking at like a fit team, yeah, you're not getting any playing time, man. You're not getting. Why would you get
yeah,
fit is entirely about their guys, and you might get picked up, but like it took Cyrus a little bit to even get brought into that starting squad. And obviously
yeah,
Cyrus is great, but like they are truly this is the family, and
yeah,
obviously that also shows because they have 5 of their 5 brothers on the team,
yeah,
so
yeah,
like
yeah.
it shows because of that as well. But like it's so hard to work your way into that starting spot because they're doing good with their 5 and their backups are just as good. So there's no reason to immediately throw you in. We're not cutting these guys.
Yeah, you're on a really good team if Corey Hall is riding the bench.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? You
exactly.
got a really good team, right? To where
Yeah, that team.
at
Yeah,
that point, if I'm Corey, I need to be like, dude, I'm just gonna kick my feet up and chill. I'm not doing nothing, right?
yeah, and a guy like because he does have that mindset of like I want to win and I want to win the best way possible. And he's not one of those. If I'm not playing, I'm not having a good time. Like if the team wins and he plays 4 points, he contributed
Yeah.
4 points. He won with the team. There's some guys I don't not necessarily in the pro division, but like in general, and you've probably played with them where
Yep.
oh I paid to go to this tournament, I get playing time, but they're playing like ass.
Yeah, it's like, dude, like as a coach, as a guy who's coached another team who's had someone like that, where it's like, hey, why am I not spinning? Like, why am I not spinning?
Yeah,
I'm like, well, one, now I don't want to spin you because you're talking entitled talk to me.
yeah,
At no point, like obviously for me, I want to play every single point, and I let it know to him. I let my coach know I'm gonna be like, dude, like I want to be that guy. But for
yeah.
him, he's like, dude, prove it.
Yeah, 100%. If you're not being that like so my last season, I'm not gonna give the name or anything because there's no reason to.
Mm,
But the last season I played, um, I told them straight up I can't practice every time because I'm doing photos. I
mm,
can't. I can play the tournaments. If I'm benched, like it is what it is. I'm not gonna take someone else's spot.
yeah,
But the only thing I ask is if that person's playing bad and I'm not, then you should have me out there. Even though they've been there for every practice, they're playing bad and I'm not.
for
And
sure.
that's that. I mean, that happened. There was times when I was playing bad, and I was like, they're like, "Oh, Sam, do you want to go?" And I'm like, "No, he's winning his ones. Go
Mm,
go get him out there." and that happened multiple times, and we won third in the series. Like we did play that season very well, but for the most part, all of us on the team were like that. If I'm playing bad, I'm sitting. I don't care if I don't play the entire tournament. I'm playing bad.
You still get a medal at the end of it,
Yeah, you
right?
still get a
Like
medal, and you still contributed. Like you could have been just like you could. Oh yeah, yeah, put me out there and all that, and then you would have lost it for the team. Why
yeah.
would I do that? I'm a team player. I'd rather do that.
Or and another thing that is so it goes so under the rug, but it is definitely like you can like feel it, the animosity in the pits, is when someone expects to have playtime and they're not getting it to where they're like filling up pods angrily, if that makes
Oh
sense.
yeah,
You know,
well,
they're
it
like
throws off the
upset
vibes
about it.
entirely.
Yes, it's
Like
like when I'm playing hot and I see somebody like that in the pits, I'm just like, bro, shut the fuck up and fill up my pack.
yeah, if you go out there and you get shot immediately, and I'm going out there and I'm getting three, I'm sorry, I should be the one out there. And then if
Yes,
I go out there and get shot immediately, and you go out there and get three, you should be the one. That's how a team works.
100%.
That's why there is a second line for every other professional sports team, because if you're not playing well and he's gonna be the one that goes out there. That's just we want to win. I don't care how we do it.
Yeah, and that's just that is just the way the cookie crumbles, people. Some people just do
Hmm.
not get it. And the thing that's so weird about paintball is paintball is such a weird niche thing that there is a majority, or not, sorry, not a majority. There are a lot of people that were never really good in sports in high school and when they were younger, to where they're like, "Oh, paintball is so different. I can do that." Right? But and it shows that they never played in like a team sport. Right? Like you're
Yeah,
never on a football
100%.
team or a water polo team or a golf team, and like, like,
Water polo is a crazy one to pull out of
oh,
nowhere.
dude, I used to be a water polo player. Like,
That's
that's
I
one of
didn't know that,
that's
but
one of my favorite sports ever because of just how hard it is,
I believe. Yeah, I couldn't do anything in water.
right? And being in water, that's like, dude, that is like being in space in a way. It's like
Yeah,
it's you're not
you're like
supposed like, humans not supposed to be in the water.
yeah,
We don't got
not for
fins for a reason,
yeah. We
but
got away from that.
we
Yeah, no,
really
and
did.
like 100%. Like I only so I really only got into has heavily into paintball. Granted, I've been playing since I was 10,
Mm,
on and off for like a couple years, and then when I finally got my first job, I was able to play every weekend.
nice.
But 10. I'm 28 now. Playing for 18 years, longer than I've been alive.
Yep.
Um,
Damn.
but I when I was in high school, I did play football, and I played baseball all the way up until then. The only reason I really got heavily into football or heavily into paintball is because when I was a sophomore, I got appendicitis really badly,
Mm.
and it did pop inside my body, and I was
Oh
out of school
shit.
for 9 weeks. And
Damn.
because I was out of school for 9 weeks, I couldn't make up my schoolwork, and because I couldn't make up my schoolwork, my GPA dropped because I got an F in every single class.
Yeah.
So I wasn't allowed to play football, and then pretty much the next like 3 years was well, the rest of that year, and then the next 2 years was me trying to make up that schoolwork
Yeah.
to the point that I could play football again. I just was never able to get my GPA back to the right
Mm.
place because I was taking multiple maths, multiple science, all that stuff. So that's why I got heavily into paintball, because it didn't matter what my GPA was, I can play paintball.
Yeah.
Uh, I do wish I continued playing football, but I just physically couldn't because I didn't have enough time to make up work because of the 9 weeks of being out of school.
Yeah.
So
Plus
but
paintball's on
I
the
did play
weekends.
team sports. Yeah, paintball's on the weekends, but I played team sports my entire life. Like I've always been I know I don't look it, but up until the point of leaving high school, I was a very fit person.
Mm.
So, and then after that, I let myself go because I've just never been able to stop. But I was always very fit and played a lot of team sports, and I love sports. I've always been a competitor. Like in everything I do, I'm a competitor, whether it's with myself or with other people. I'm competing in some aspect in everything I do. I play Call of Duty right now for like online leagues because I'm a competitor.
Hey man, dude. It's funny. I'm glad you brought up Call of Duty right there, because when we're talking about sports, I know you're into esports. Tell
Love
me about
esports.
that a little bit.
Um, so I've always been into esports. When I was how old was I? mean Black Ops 1 and 2 and all that.
Yep,
I
yep.
used to play for a couple teams.
Game battles, baby.
Game battles, all that. I've always been into esports,
I think
and
we had like the same kind of childhood in that aspect where, it's like
oh,
gaming is another thing. It's like an outlet where, you can compete
oh yeah,
and try your best at something.
oh yeah, and you can do it all at home. It's great.
Yep, yep. Sit at
I mean,
home.
there's other Alec, the Alec Holland, who plays for Uprising.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you know Alec because he's around your area, I believe. Um,
Eh. We
he
practice
was in
uprising
Seattle, but
sometimes.
like
Yeah, yeah, we practice uprising
yeah,
sometimes. Yeah, I know.
Alec grew up with another person whose name was also Alec, but other Alec went on to play professional Call of Duty,
Mm-hmm.
Arcities. And he for a while he was like he won the most money ever. Like he was the highest earned person. So like there's a lot of intertwining with paintball esports in general.
I
It's
agree.
very fast paced, but a lot of people in esports watch or not watch. Sorry, a lot of people in paintball watch
Watch
esports,
esports. Absolutely.
and a lot of people in esports know have participated or watch paintball. There are a lot of people that I've met that they might not know me from that, but they've seen paintball. Like they enjoy watching it when it comes up. They go to events sometimes, like stuff like that.
Oh hell yeah.
Um, if it's in their area, because they're not gonna go out of the area. Like I'm
Hell
gonna
no.
try to I'm trying to get a couple people out um, for Dallas, because that's or Texas, because that's where they're all at. But like
Who you trying to get out there,
I'm trying to get the FaZe guys out there. There's
bro?
no promises, but I'm trying to because they're out there in Frisco.
Yeah.
Um, so and I believe the event's in Dallas, so it's not that far away. Optic also is based out there. I'm trying to get Hitch out there, and I'm sure he might be able to get a couple other guys because Hitch is big into paintball and he's friends
Dude,
with Ronnie.
we actually almost got Hitch on FTS one time. Ryan knows him through
Yeah,
some shit. All right, and we actually almost had him on one time. Right?
and
And
what he just canceled.
some shit. Probably guys running his own around the
He's
bar
busy.
type shit, right? Like the
Yeah,
guy's
he's
doing a
busy.
ton of stuff. The guy's getting paid buku bucks for a reason, right?
Yeah. Well, he also is really bad to communicate with. There's times that I'll be at an event and I'll be talking to him and he's like, "Oh yeah, we talked about this." And I'm like, "No, I talked about this. You read it."
Oh, gotcha.
Because he doesn't answer, but he thinks he does. But I've talked to him a little bit about it. But right now, since the season's going on, obviously nothing's going on. Paintball is when the season ends, so it's like maybe we can get some guys out there
Hmm.
just to watch. I know that Gentlemates, they're based out in Texas, I believe, right now. Try to get them. Thieves are based out there, so it's like it'd be cool if I can get a couple of the people that I know to go out and just see what paintball is about. Usually when I do stuff like that, I'll talk to the league about maybe trying to get them like VIP passes just to get them out there and show them, or I'll buy them myself VIP passes and get them out there. I've done it with my YouTube friends where I've gotten them to like
Mm.
Tampa, and I'll buy the VIP passes and get them in. Um,
There's just exposure. Like
so
if you were to get one big streamer
oh
out
yeah,
there,
it's huge.
that changes everything.
Yeah,
That changes
and
everything.
that's what I try to do, and like what I want to do, and I've talked to them about it, but it's just again, it's just hard. But I've talked to them about potentially trying to do like a showcase match where we do go to like a field in Texas, and my idea has always been like get like a pro for each team as like a coach, and they spend a little bit teaching them how to play, and then the teams play against each other, like an Optic versus FaZe or
Man,
something like
yeah,
that.
you could do like some Mr. Beast type shit. Like if you had like that Mr. Beast like capital behind you, you could be like, oh
Yeah,
my god, these guys are getting trained for 4 weeks in a house that we built on the beach. Going to this
yeah,
private
that'd be
field,
crazy.
right?
That would be insane.
that would be so insane because the progress of what a professional could teach a complete noob in
Oh
four
yeah,
weeks, especially if you're doing it every day.
oh yeah, it'd be insane. And it'd be cool. I obviously don't have that kind of budget, but like, maybe go out there for an hour, teach them for an hour, and then play till seven, best of seven or something. I don't
Yeah.
know, like just something to get them out there. But then I'll ultimately have people film it so we can put out a video, and that'd be
Yes.
cool, I think. And I've talked to Hitch about it. Again, he's talked back, but only at events when he thought we talked about it.
Hmm.
Um, so like again, it's just at the end of the day, it's hard, but it's not impossible. It's something I've been trying to work on for a little bit, and hopefully we can get something going this off season. But yeah, when it comes to that's to reel it back in
Hmm.
and go full circle. Um, I've always been into esports since I was a kid, and when started learning photography, it was a way for me to leverage my way into that. Now, took years, took a long time, obviously, but I got very lucky where my first event I ever shot was a Halo in Texas, and I emailed because Optic was hosting it.
Yeah, I
I
remember the
emailed
picture of
them.
Formal, I think, right?
Yeah, it's a
Yes.
bunch of pictures. Yeah,
Sick.
and I emailed Optic and was like, "Hey, I'm trying to, to come shoot this event. I don't know how to get a media pass. I just want to know what I can do." And the person who answered was actually he used to play paintball
No
because I'd sent
fucking
him like
way.
I'd sent him my portfolio and was like, hey, like my portfolio was all paintball, but I was like, this is what I've shot. Just trying to learn. I'm not asking to go shoot for the team, but I just if I can get into the event. And he was like, I probably still have the email somewhere, but he was like, um, hey Sam, thanks for reaching out. I actually used to play paintball, and I don't remember if he said he recognized my work, but he's like he used to play paintball,
Yeah.
so um, he was like, here's your pass. You're good. Go ahead and shoot. And then that was my first event in Halo, and that was amazing. I had a great time. I think the energy of an esports event is just unlike
So awesome, bro.
paintball. It's so awesome. Like you go to these events and it's granted like Thursday it's kind of dead if it's a 4-day event,
People
but
are working, bro. People are working
yeah,
their
people are
jobs.
working. But like come Saturday, Sunday when it's the main time of the event, I mean, no downtime. Paintball, it's only really Sunday finals when you see like a crowd full of energy.
Yeah, or some kind of
During
crazy matchup.
yeah, or a really crazy matchup, but for Call of Duty, I mean, it's every single day pretty much there's something. Even right now, especially with like what we have in Challengers, because like um Barstool Sports has a team in Challengers.
What? No way.
Yeah, Bush. And obviously Barstool Sports has a huge following, but Bush
Hell
has
yeah.
also built up a huge following. So
Oh,
now
love some
in
Bush.
Challengers, which is like um their fans are called the Unshaven.
That is funny,
but
dude.
but they have their guys. They have Mook, they have Lil Sass, who I don't know if you know who Lil Sass is, but if you ever seen that picture of like the skinny guy who's like pointing at himself like me, that's Lil Sass.
I think so. I think I have seen that one.
Jersey Jerry, like they have some pretty good names over there, and they're all like funny, but um yeah, they're really good personalities, and their fans now have kind of crowded to essentially Challengers is like semi-pro,
Yeah.
right? So like when we used to have Paintball Fit versus Blast Camp,
Hmm.
and that crowd that would gather, that's gathering for this amateur team.
Oh,
Is
hell
like
yeah.
same kind of crowd, but they're because they play multiple times, they have a massive following, and even on Thursday when it's dead for everyone else, they're not
That's sick.
because they have a huge following and everyone wants to see how they're doing. So the energy is just unmatched, and I really loved esports because of that. But especially as a photographer, being able to capture capture that energy in the room and be around that has been so exhilarating. And
Yeah.
then from then I leveraged it into working for this team, Boston Breach, who I love that team. I always have respect for them. Not a good year for them. they
What's the
they
record
had
looking
like
like?
that year I think they won 3 total matches.
Mm.
Um
Like maps or matches?
matches, but
Oh,
that was
okay.
out of but
Could be
that
worse.
counts online and in person.
Hmm.
So
God
like
damn. Okay.
they pretty much were a first round exit every single event.
Gotcha.
Um so not a good year for them, but I learned a lot there and leveraged that into working for FaZe. I was able to after getting that work, I was able to take pictures of other teams because obviously once they got knocked out, I still wanted to work. So I would take pictures of other teams, was able to work that into to working for FaZe, and that's where we're at right now. But I've also done stuff for Optic. I did some stuff for them last champs when FaZe got knocked out. I was able to work for them. I've done some stuff for Falcons, um, LA Thieves. I've done some work for.
Sick. Love the
Um,
thieves.
yeah, it's like I've been doing stuff within the sport for multiple teams, but like FaZe is kind of where my heart lies. Has always been like growing up, we pretty much everybody at some point in their life when they played Call of Duty, it was Optic or FaZe.
100%.
Um, so like growing up for me, it was always a mix of both, but just having an opportunity to work for any of them was what was just been amazing. I also shot the Cash App match. That's how I met like actually met like Crim6 and stuff like that, like
Oh
people
hell
like
yeah.
them.
Famous guy
Um
for sure. That guy's
love
not a
Crim.
huge thing now with a racing, dude. Holy shit.
Huge in racing. There was a time when he like won every race he's been in. I've talked to him a little bit about it, potentially doing some stuff for him during his racing and like if he comes to
Oh,
Florida.
that'd be so sick.
Um so I've talked to him about it. He mentioned something. He like texted me and he was like, "Oh, the final race is in like Italy." And I was like, I don't know
Ooh.
if I can get out to Italy to cover, but if you get me out there, I'd love to."
Yeah.
But yeah, so like there's a lot going on there, and esports has really opened up a lot of doors in a general sense of just a bigger world than paintball
Yeah.
that hasn't I didn't really have with paintball, but that being said, paintball opened up the door for esports. So like it's a different world.
It's the way the stars align, It's like
Yeah.
everything happens for a reason. Your work is paying off, your consistent work, especially where, you're not just like, oh, like some people like they film paintball for like a couple years, get pretty big, and then they're just fucking out of here.
Yeah. No,
Like that
I
happens
still
a
here. I
lot,
love paintball.
right? And I think that's a huge thing is when a lot of people they come into paintball and they try to leave it quickly, it never goes well for them when it comes to the content switch.
No, yeah, I mean, it's you gotta like what you do, and here's the thing, I love paintball. I love the people.
Yes.
Like when I go to an event, like to Texas, I don't typically make money at these events, but what I do get to do is I get to have a weekend with my friends,
Yes. That's been my
and
biggest
that's
withdrawal
so
from going to
important.
the NXL.
Yeah, and like you get to see your friends, and like these are people that I only get to see 5 times a year because of the events. Like it's and yeah, you don't really get that brotherhood even in esports. I'm sure they get that. I mean, they live together and all that stuff, but like I'm sure some of them get that. But for like me, like I can call up a friend in Germany and like stay with them if I go to Germany.
Hmm.
I don't know a single person from Germany inside of esports that lives in Germany because they all play for the
Yes.
pro teams and they live here, so I can't do that. Um, it's just the brotherhood, the family in paintball. It's huge, and I'll probably never leave. Like I might be temporary times, like if I have to do something, I can't like
Hmm.
I events I can't make it.
No one ever quits.
But yeah, like
And if you do,
I have a
you
large
suck.
family. Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Eh,
but yeah, that's like I just can't imagine where I'd be in a general sense in regular life because I wouldn't be anywhere near social media. Paintball changed my life with social media.
Yeah.
Um, I can't imagine where I'd be at all without having started in paintball. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
um
You know what? One thing before I jump into asking you some questions about phase and all that
yeah.
experience. What do you think paintball needs to take away from esports arena that makes it so alive in the box? Where is it the commentators? Is it the fans? Like, because what do you think it is? What can paintball take from that?
I think our commentators are great. Obviously, some people have their thoughts about Matty Marshall. Just he's been doing it for so long. They're like, I'm tired of hearing his voice. He's a
As,
great voice for
yeah,
paintball.
for sure.
So that's the whole thing. Todd's great.
Todd's great.
The thing is, when you look at when paintball was at its biggest, it's when there was a lot of content coming out of it. Go Sports does a great job, but when you look back at like the time HK was putting out their videos, you saw Short Bus putting out their videos. It was giving people a reason to like the sport
Yeah,
because there was all this gritty and just fun content
and
coming out.
physical
And now
media.
physical media and well, not even necessarily like yeah, physical media is great, but anything like if you had teams that were putting out weekly videos of them practicing and just having a good time and going bowling and eating out and just the general thing, that team would get a fan base. You see it with these bigger teams. You see it with like Enemy of the State when they were putting out a ton of
Yep.
content. You couldn't keep anything out of in there. You couldn't keep anything in stock.
Yeah.
Like you see it when that's happening, and the problem quote unquote is corporate. I don't know if this is even a real word. Corporatization of everything.
I agree.
Ghost Sports is amazing. Documentaries are great. That doesn't have to be the only thing. Sometimes you need short bus. Like, and Ghost Sports isn't gonna put that out because it doesn't make sense financially for them to do it.
For sure. And
It
plus,
doesn't make
people are
sense.
fucking pussies now, where they're like, "Oh, dude, you really gonna hurt a guy's feelings? Like, you serious?"
Yeah,
You know, it's like
and that
the
yeah
political climate that we're in, where people are just sensitive.
yeah
You
and
can't roast somebody like that anymore.
yeah, and that, I mean that's the thing is I'll just say I do lean more liberal, but like there is like you're in paintball, you're in a combat sport.
Exactly.
It's you're gonna like I like if someone gets shot 10 times, it sucks. It's paintball. They could have pulled that trigger twice,
Yeah.
and balls are gonna come out because they're ramping.
Yeah.
Like
It's like look at hockey. Like the
it's
fist fighting is also like what makes that
fist fighting
so
is part of
interesting,
it. Yeah. And
right?
like and
Oh, he
look at
really
stuff like
punched him in
that.
the
Like you
face. Ugh.
yeah.
You know.
But look at the teams that have fan bases for stuff like that. You look at let's go with what's a good team to go with? Let's go with I'm trying to think of like a team that puts out a lot of content. I'm thinking more football because I don't know much about hockey, but like when I think of football, I'm thinking of like the Patriots. I'm
Yeah.
thinking of like the 49ers, people that do put out a lot of content, whether it's short form or long form. Look at their fan bases. Look at their fan bases compared to the Jets. The only people that like the Jets are people that live in Jersey that grew up Jets fans because they had to because their family forced them into it.
Yeah.
They don't do anything. And granted, obviously they do put out content, but like you look at the content and it's a different story. You don't have to win everything if you put out if you're for your fan base to grow. You just have to make people like you.
Yes. And
And it's hard.
one comparison that I want to make with that is, it was kind of like with what Ryan did with DMG. DMG was
Hmm.
like
They were always on the verge of relegation.
Exactly. Always on the verge of relegation. They were never really like contending to win. Sure, they made like Sunday like very few times, but it's like it was a very big struggle for them, right? And obviously, I
Yeah,
love DMG. That's my family. That's my heart. But it is what it is, right?
yeah,
And but they made it to where you like them even though they're losing.
yeah,
They're showing this personality of what hard work and grit goes into losing.
yeah.
You know?
Like you're seeing like they're not just putting up their feet after a match and after a loss and saying, "Huh, it is what it is. We go next." They're going back out in the field. They're going back out and trying. They're learning.
Yes.
They're figuring out what went wrong, and then next vet comes and it just doesn't go their way. But you see the lead up to it, knowing that they're not being lazy about it. They just lost. Like
Yeah.
that just happens sometimes, and like that's like you said. They made the people like them, and that's why they had a big fan base. Like
Hmm.
it wasn't a massive fan base. I'm sure if Ryan had done it for 2 or 3 more years, they'd have a huge fan
For
base.
sure.
Obviously, that didn't happen. All that stuff, but like that's exactly it, and that's what I think it's missing from like the esports world is you look at Optic, they're a content org. They are a great team, but they put out content every single week. They have one of the biggest fan bases in esports in general.
Easily.
You go to Paris General Mates, they're a content org as well. Again, they have a very good team, but if you go to like they just had the Paris Major,
Hmm.
they had a 40,000 person a stadium that they cut down to about 30,000. They sold it out.
Wow.
And you look at why they did that, and if you look at like at their fan base, they have a lot of YouTubers that are signed to the org, like that are just massive YouTubers.
Just like
So they're
FaZe used to
signed to
be.
the org. Yeah, like there are a lot of YouTubers assigned to the org, and then their followers are fans of the org because they're fans of the
Hmm.
YouTuber. And so they have like they probably, if I had to guess, they probably have the biggest fan base in esports just because of how big all of them are. But
Really?
I would say Paris probably has one of the biggest, if not the biggest, fan bases in esports. They're just
No
massive.
way.
They're also in many sports, but again, because they sign a lot of the YouTubers, and the YouTubers have 400 million followers
Hmm.
combined, stuff like that. Well, a good portion of those people are fans of the league
For sure.
of the esport, um, and that's what I think paintball needs. I mean, it's the problem is money,
For
not
sure.
that people won't pay it, but that a lot of people like passion projects are so hard to get out of people. And
100%.
like Mafia, Ryan, that was a passion project. I don't think they paid him for that.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah,
There was even a thing where there was a conversation had when Cena left Go Sports to go pursue whatever the fuck he was doing, right?
yeah,
Ryan was contracted to make the next Impact series, and then some
okay,
stuff ended up not happening, and he kind of got like fucked over on it,
yeah,
And I
yeah,
think
and that's
just from what I've heard, there was kind of like some animosity with Cena with that, where it was like he was like, "Oh, you're coming back and taking my baby," and then all of a sudden he comes back and does like that like one episode and then is gone again,
yeah,
right? So I
yeah,
don't know how
and
that shit
that's and
works out,
that's
but
and that's the thing is like there should be a payoff, right? So Ryan should have at some point something should have happened, whether it was, hey, I know we can't pay you, but we'll cover your flight and hotel. Boom,
mm-hmm.
okay, I can make it work. Or like that, hey, you've been doing this for a long time, it's going well, people are liking it. Do you want to work on this for Ghost Sports? And then they get this. Like, or hey, you've made all these episodes already. Can we license them for X amount of dollars? There should be a payoff, but it's so hard to come by people who are one quality, because Ryan is quality,
Mm-hmm.
but two willing to make a passion project because
Yeah,
it's so expensive now, especially nowadays. Like, there's no way I can fly to every single NXL and miss work and
yes,
pay my way and also do a passion project.
especially
It
when it's
just
like
doesn't make
a
sense.
lot of companies. I mean, this is just what I'm not a photographer myself. This is just what I hear through the media grapevine sometimes. Is
Yeah.
they will be like, "Oh, okay, you just did a whole weekend. Here's $300 for your whole weekend." It's like, what the fuck, dude? Like these guys are using
Yeah.
their talent that they've learned themselves, and sometimes it seems like they're just getting paid kind of shit.
Poorly. Yeah, they're paid for, and that eh, there are a couple companies out there who their version of paying you is I'm going to give you the pro pass, and in exchange I'm going to need you to cover all of my divisional teams and then some of my pro teams. That's not enough. The
Not
pro
even
pass isn't
close.
worth that. Like I can make more money by getting hired by one divisional team than you're getting me for the entire weekend.
Yes,
Pro Pass is great, and that's a lot of photographers will work for it, but it's not a good way to get long term work.
I agree.
Um,
It's almost like you're
but
expendable.
another yeah yeah like and you exactly are because once you start asking for money, they'll just go to the next person who's willing to do it for free.
Yeah, and there's always someone who's willing to undercut.
Yeah, and that is a problem we do have within the sport is people that are like we've talked about it where like if someone's like, oh, I'm charging 150, we're like, you got to raise those prices because it messes you up because if you're charging 150, you're there was a saying I forgot, I think it was Peter McKinnon who was a photographer.
Uh,
He said on like a YouTube video something like your $100 customer is never gonna be your $1,000 customer, and that's true
yeah,
because if you're getting paid $1,000 by this photographer or by this person to shoot them, the $100 guy is not going to match that, and you're expendable to them because once you raise your prices at 200, I'm going to find the next $100 photographer,
yeah,
and that's what these companies are doing is they are finding the next guy when that person goes out. And that's if that's how they want to do things, that's fine. But as photographers, we should hold ourselves to a higher standard.
yeah,
I don't want to work for gear anymore. I will, like, don't get me wrong, like if I want to work with a company and they're offering me gear, sure, I'll work for gear because I want that gear. If I'm gonna buy it anyway, sure, it's about an even exchange. If
yeah,
I want to buy that gear bag, it's $500. My rate was $500 for the weekend. Give me the gear bag. I was gonna buy it anyway.
yeah.
But
I'll compel
when
you in exposure.
yeah, like yeah, exactly. Like if I'm oh well, we're gonna post it. So am I.
Well, if you
So
don't, I will, buddy. You know?
yeah, so like what's it matter to me? The pro passes isn't it, and it's a shame that the sport has gone to a point where that's how people work, and part of that does come from like the top down, right? Like that's not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily I don't want to say it's a general company because even if they're not ones doing it, I don't want to put them out there.
Yeah.
But let's go with AllInMedia, right? I want to hire a
Okay.
photographer and I want to hire them, but my boss Sam doesn't think media is that important. So he's only willing to offer
Mm,
$100 for a weekend. All I can do is offer $100.
yeah, I see.
So it's not necessarily the front facing people. A lot
It's
of
the
that
middleman
does come from
sometimes.
that top end. Yeah, like a lot of that does come from that top end. They don't see the value in media, so they're not willing to pay. And then I can't pay. And now I'm the asshole, but it's the guy up top. But I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to throw him under the bus.
For sure.
But so that is sometimes the problem and but again, like it just comes down to a lot of the teams or companies don't see the value in media, and it does also sometimes come from like the media side. Like there was people a few years back that were saying like, "Oh, photo's dead," and it doesn't. You gotta learn
It's
video and
crazy.
stuff, and photo's just not dead. I mean, it might be dead in the sense of like maybe this sport or this aspect or physical media maybe, but if you go back on any event that you've won, are you finding that real? Or are you looking at that picture of you raising that trophy?
That's absolutely accurate. That is 100% accurate. The picture, it's like the one thing where it's like the expression is a picture of a like picture says 1,000 words. It's not oh that video
Hmm.
says 1,000 words. You
Yeah,
know, right? Like
yeah,
photos are very very powerful. Like with a video, sure you can capture the intensity of it, but at least there's I guess in my mind there is a parameter and guardrails on the video, right? Because you know all the context. If
yeah.
I'm if like what you said with the photo of me holding the trophy, if I am explaining that photo of myself with the trophy, you are gonna get a way better explanation than whatever that reel is gonna say.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm looking at your wall right now. You have photos of you with your dog. You have a
Yep.
photo of your dog.
Yep.
You know, I don't see a moving picture. I don't see one of those picture frames that have video.
No, you're
I'm
right. I
sure
got
you
one
look
for my
at
mom.
video, like yeah, like I'm sure you look at video, and it doesn't negate that video's like a good medium. But when I look over, I mean, back there, those are all pictures of Media Gang.
Uh
Those
huh.
are all pictures of me and my friends. I can go on a picture on my phone and look at a video of us hanging out together, but those are pictures of them.
Yeah.
I think that photo is very much alive. It's just getting disrespected.
Yeah, I've been recently getting into Polaroids, right? And obviously that's very 16-year-old
Yeah.
teenager type
Oh,
shit.
I
But
have a original Polaroid right up top.
oh
Just can't see
hell
it.
yeah, dude, that's some vintage shit right there, you
Yeah,
know?
it's from like 1970.
But just being able to capture that moment and looking at a photo, like I don't even know how to describe the feeling besides like nostalgic or like
Oh, yeah.
emotional. Like I don't even know how to without sounding like weird.
No, I mean, but it's just having that physical media is so important to the future you. Like,
Yeah. When the
there's
EMP
there's
goes off, these aren't going anywhere when the EMP goes
yeah,
off.
exactly. Like, I'll always have this, whether I have it in a digital form on my phone or I do print it out and put it on my wall. I'll always have a picture of whatever it is I feel is the most important thing,
Mm.
and I think that having people that are like, "Oh, photo dead," does hurt the industry because why am I hiring a photographer? Photo's dead. Get a videographer.
Hmm. And I mean,
Why not both?
sometimes, I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. Some people, the big difference is some people will look absolutely sick in a photo, but then they get raw footage.
Goofy.
What the hell, boy?
Goofy.
You know, exactly goofy, right?
Going back to when you said what can we take from like esports to paintball that helps, and I think that aftermath especially is doing a good job of doing stuff like this. Updates for your fans. They all have social medias,
Hmm.
but all we see is at the end of the event they'll post a couple pictures. Aftermath during the event is posting, hey, this is the score updates for the day.
Yeah.
This is stuff like that, and that I think is huge because that lets the fans know I don't pay for Ghost Sports. You know, I might during the year, like, but I usually since I'm there, I don't have no reason to pay for it. But as a fan, if I want to see the update and I don't have Ghost Sports, I can either go to PB Leagues, which is down 90% of the time,
Yeah.
or I can go to Aftermath's page and I can see the score updates.
Yes.
And that's what esports does. That's what all sports really do. Halftime. You watch football and this halftime score or first quarter score. Like they're
Yeah.
all updating at the same time, and esports is no different. They'll post the map scores and stuff like that. And I think that's something that all teams should do. They all should. And granted, they don't all have a graphic designer, but you can slap something together in Canva and just use the same thing. Just
Hmm.
updates. Like you gotta give people content, give people updates. You have a fan base. Every single team, every single one of these teams has a fan base. No matter how good or bad they are, they have some form of fan base, or they wouldn't even need an Instagram. They all have followers on it. So post for them, get content out there. Who cares?
You're
Takes
absolutely
no
right.
time for your team coach to pop it in real quick.
You're
You
absolutely
guys have
right.
all this time.
I mean, when I was starting to do that with some of the guys on DMG, um, obviously like doing like the midday report where it's like, hey, went 1-1 today. On to
Yeah,
the next. We play Green Bay Goblins and Blue Balled Bandits. Like uh,
yeah,
the update, especially because it's like everyone in paintball is almost like this is gonna sound like a bad term, but it's almost like we're all ghetto. We all love free shit. If we can get it free, why would we not?
yeah, yeah.
And I'm not saying that as like a disrespectful thing. I'm saying that as, dude, I like free shit.
Oh
How
yeah.
do you
I mean,
not like free shit? You want to pay for
yeah.
everything?
No, we all like free stuff, and that's fine. It's just knowing when to pay for something is the
Yes.
idea.
And when the
Like
quality
sure,
should be
yeah,
paid
give me
for.
free gear, but yeah. Yeah, like I mean, yeah, you should pay someone on 5 or 20 bucks to make you a graphic that's not AI generated. If you have to make a graphic and make it AI generated, at least change something and make it fixed. I wouldn't recommend. I don't like AI in any sense, outside of like to help your workflow. Like I don't care if you AI generate some things for a flyer, but you should have some hand in actually making it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can get someone on Fiverr to make you a banner for $5. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can just pay them 20 bucks for a weekend, and they'll make you 4 banners that say the score updates, and like you're good. Like there's ways to do it where you can keep it cheap, and I mean, like obviously Aftermath is blessed. They have Jeremy, so they have someone who does design work.
Uh-huh.
So that is a bit of a different situation, but like
Not everybody has that.
there's ways to do it. Not everyone has that. So yeah, it's definitely a different situation, and I get why, but as I said, I do think that there's things that, like you said, there's things that you pony up for, and there's things that you don't. And like, yeah, sure, give me a free paintball gun, I'll take it. Media, why do you want the free guy? Why do you want your team to be represented by the person who's willing to do it for free?
Yeah, I agree. And Ryan taught me this. I think Ryan taught me a lesson that Verbal taught him is that know your worth.
Yeah,
Know your worth.
yeah,
Like once you
you're
like
worth
if
so much more.
once you start like undercharging or overcharging, like you have to find that balance. You're gonna fall off either way, right? You have to
Yeah.
find that balance, or you're gonna fall off, especially when you're getting better.
Well, I've been at events where I've talked to other photographers, and they're like, I'm like, they're like, oh, I only got one team, and I'm like, I'm full. And I'm like, what are you charging? And they're like, oh, I'm charging 600. And I was like, how much did you get the team for? Oh, 400 because they're homies. I'm like, so you are okay with, and it sucks because we should be getting paid more, but it's like you're okay with getting less teams because you want to keep your price instead of dropping your price to that 400 and then booking out a couple more teams and making more money. It's like, and that's what he did. He was like, okay, let me advertise a little bit about the 400, and then the next day he came up to me. He's like, I got 3 more teams. Well, yeah, because as much as it sucks that we had to lower our price, would you rather make more money or less because you want to keep your number there? And like you said, overcharging versus undercharging. Someone like Enrique, if he tells a team it's $1,500 for video, they're paying him
Yeah.
$1,500. Someone like me, if I tell them it's $1,500, they're not paying $1,500.
Mm.
But like that's the difference. Like he's high quality with video, I'm not.
I think you're high
But
quality
there's
video, bro.
definitely time. I appreciate you. But there's definitely times where like I've talked to photographers and they're like, "Oh, I'm charging 600," and again, they have one team, and it's like respectfully, drop it. Like you don't want to undercut everybody, but you don't want to. If you're so much higher than people are willing to pay for your work, that you're coming here and shooting for one team, but you want to make more money. Like no one wants to go there and like don't get me wrong, shooting for one team is so nice because when they're done, you're done. Get to shoot whatever you want, yada yada. But if your goal is to go out there and make money, you don't want to shoot for one team unless they're paying you a buttload of money.
Yeah.
So if I can get 2 or 3 more and make more money, even though it's less than if I got those 3 teams at 500 each, I'm still only cutting myself out like another $100, like $200. So I'm getting 800 instead of 1,000, but I'm
Yeah.
getting an extra 800.
Yeah. And even especially with paintball, people are just cheap. People are
Yes.
just cheap. People are already spending a ton of money. Sponsorship is not a thing in paintball, people. There is no real sponsorship where you're getting all your shit absolutely for free, completely paid for. Someone is paying for it. And
Yeah.
where was I going to go with that? Um,
It's expensive and they don't want to pay up extra
yes,
because of it.
exactly, right? They're already paying probably like at least 1,200 on paint. You know, their
Yeah.
flights. Like, I mean, dude, there was a flight like my flight from California to Tampa would have been like $1,000, like 1,000 to $1,200. You know, and
God.
like that's a lot. That's a lot. You know,
Yeah, that's
and then
no, that's I mean that's a lot in general. Like even that's when
I
I
was paying for
started.
my shit.
Yeah, and when I started playing like at a higher level, I think I never ended up getting to play, but at D3 we were saying like oh budget like 1,500 total for an entire event, and that was a lot then, and that was including flight, hotel, paint, everything. It's probably what triple now because
For
flights have
sure.
gone up like 3 times as is, and hotels and everything.
Right? And people don't even
It's
want to
insane.
stay in hotels anymore. People are like, "Oh, Airbnbs," because that is just so it's just so much cheaper. It's so much
Yeah, because
cheaper. You can cook
if you have a
yourself.
big camp, you can yeah, and if you have a big camp like 30 people inside that camp, two to a room, baby. Like,
Oh,
let's get
dude,
it.
we're just jamming like sardines in there, dude. You know, we're just
Yeah, but
saving my money.
makes my price $75 for the weekend. So like, I'm gonna do it because why? Because like, why am I gonna stay in a hotel?
Yeah,
And but even now, like those are getting more expensive. Like Florida is good because like during World Cup, there's a lot of Airbnb homes, so you can
Disneyland's
get
right
them
there.
really cheap. Disneyland's right there, so it's all Airbnbs.
Yep.
But like places like Cincinnati,
Oh, you're
that's
not finding
expensive.
an
Right?
Airbnb over
Yeah,
there.
you're not finding. Yeah, like you find one and it's expensive, and they're already getting booked because every paintballer is finding the Airbnb. Like
Yep.
it's if people have to remember, and I don't. This isn't live, I don't think,
No.
but people that are watching that might not really know the national circuit and they really only play their locals or anything. If they say the event is in Orlando, it's not. It's in Kissimmee. If they say it's in Cincinnati, it's not. It's in Donorsville next door.
Mm-hmm.
It's never like Dallas isn't going to be in Dallas. It's probably going to be in Frisco. Like it's not ever at the place. So even though they are destination cities, you're outside of there to a place that no one goes to. So there's not going to be an Airbnb because why would you do that? You're not in Dallas.
Yeah.
You're nowhere near it. So it's hard to find those things, and it's just such an expensive sport, expensive hobby. And like you were saying, like if I've already spent $3,000 of my own money to get here, I don't want to spend an extra $100. I'm saving that money.
Especially where it's like getting the entire team on the same page, right? Like, oh, all right, guys, if we this guy charges $600 if there's 7 of us on the team. It's only going to be X amount. I'm not doing the math because, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, if everybody does not agree to that price, people are going to be like, oh, well,
That's it.
are we just not going to tell the photographer not to get a photo of that guy? No.
Yeah. No, they're all gonna put up a little extra.
Exactly. You all got to put up a little bit extra if you want the photos, or if you want
Yeah,
the media,
and
right? And
that's
that's
the other
content.
problem.
That's things that you
Yeah.
can do as a personal person to grow your own brand, grow your own team, or even just fuck it, enjoy posting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, that's another thing too with that though is then comes the everyone has to pay it, but this guy doesn't play the entire event
Mm.
because now
Pod
as a
filler.
photographer, yeah, like and as a photographer, I can't control who's on that field playing. I can only control when I'm out there shooting.
Yeah.
But I'm the jerk if I don't get any pictures of Tom.
Yeah.
Well, Tom played 1 point, and I was on D side, and he plays Snake.
Mm-hmm.
So like there is that balance, and you have to kind of tell teams like I can't promise a certain amount of any person. The only time I ever promise more for anybody is if they're the ones covering their entire team.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, if like someone's like I got the team, they're gonna get twice as many photos because when they're on the field, I'm gonna make sure I focus on them.
Hmm.
I have no reason not to. They paid for the entire thing. If the rest of the team doesn't get anything, they can't bitch.
Yeah.
So like that's but it does suck because like you become the asshole because you didn't get enough photos of Tom but Tom played like shit so they had him sit out the entire tournament. Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't go in the pit and just take a bunch of photos of you. I was out there getting pictures of the action because if I don't get that, then I'm actually not doing my job.
Yeah, I remember there was one time
So,
where you're like, I wasn't playing very much, and you're like, dude, did you get hurt? Like, I haven't seen you out there. I'm like, no, I got benched. And it's like, fuck, but it is what
yeah,
it is, right? Sometimes maybe it's just that layout. Maybe you woke up and you didn't have your Wheaties and you're just playing like shit, you know?
yeah, and it sucks and like I don't have control over it. And don't get me wrong, I try to make it better. Like I'll sometimes I'll refund part of it or something like that. But like I shouldn't have to because I didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's keeping a good reputation is so important to me
Good
that
graces as well.
if I have to, I will. But like again, I shouldn't have to. If I got paid, I'm just gonna throw out right now because I'm like, if I got paid $100 and then you didn't play, I shouldn't have to refund you $20 of it
For
because
sure.
you didn't play. I didn't say you didn't play.
Yeah, that's like a me choice of not playing well, you know?
Yeah, like I can't control that.
Yeah.
So kind of sucks.
It's
But you
all
said you had some other questions.
it's all interesting. Absolutely, I do. So, okay, with FaZe Clan, tell me a little bit about that. How familiar are you with FaZe Clan? You know those guys pretty
All right,
well?
so
Hanging out with Banks?
yeah, so no, so here's the thing. So FaZe Clan and FaZe Esports are two different entities.
For sure.
Um, Now FaZe Clan themselves, they own, I believe, the CS team. I don't remember if that's part of FaZe Esports anymore, and I think it
Hmm.
might be now, but um, they essentially split off. Now, I did meet the guys, Swag and them. I met them at an event last year. I have pictures with them,
Nice.
of them, and that was really cool. But for the most part, I'm not even for the most part. I am with FaZe Esports. I know FaZe Clan, they kind of fell apart, and those guys doing their own thing.
Hmm.
But everyone that was part of like the esports side, like Zuma, Kason, all them, they all moved over to FaZe Esports. I am pretty cool with Kason, Zuma. I know like all them, but like Lacey and all them, I never got a chance to meet them.
Hmm.
They never went to events because they weren't part of that. They weren't esports guys. They were live streamers, so
Yeah.
they had no reason to go to these events.
For sure. And I also just feel like their audience is like, if they're in the same place longer than an hour, they're fucking clicking off. Like
It's
they
done.
they
Yeah.
just have to be moving around, doing something brand new. That's just the way that the streaming platform works now.
Well, and also like there was a period of time when like they were all in the top 10 of like the most viewed people. Like when they were live, they'd all have like within top 10 of numbers.
Hmm.
So if they went to an esports event, like that place is getting kind of flooded. Like
Yeah. Like look when Kai
so
Cenat went, I think it was Kai Cenat was out in New York.
yeah.
Dude, there was like a riot or some shit that happened.
Oh
Like it was
yeah.
insane.
Yeah, it was either Kai or Speed, but like
Something
one
like
of
that.
them was out there. And yeah, I mean that's the problem. It's like is the fan bases for a lot of these guys are very rabid. So
Feral
yeah, so going to
humans.
stuff like yeah. So like going to stuff like that, it would have been great to see them and for them to show their support and everything, but at the same time, there's no reason that they should because what do they have to support? They're not part of that side
Yeah,
of
that's
the
not them.
yeah, like they weren't in esports to start with. Like seeing like the full squad gaming guys, those are cool. They're cool to see at events.
Mm.
Um, I guess they're not full squad gaming anymore because they laid off everybody. But
Gotcha.
um, but like those guys, they got really big, but they were in esports. They were all Call of Duty kids.
Mm.
So they're a different story. They make sense for them to go to these things, but like FaZe Clan doesn't make sense anymore. The
Yeah.
guys who were part of it, like Scope and stuff like that, those guys who actually did care about that, they're the ones that went out to the event. Banks
Mm.
wasn't with them. None of that crew like Lacey and them were with them.
Yeah.
It was all the OGs. Yeah, Swag. I think Your Rage wasn't there, but who was there? There was a few people.
Yeah.
There, I mean, there was like 6 or 7 of them.
Okay. So, how did you get how did you get acquainted with them? Was it just, I think you said you sent an email over to Optic for that? Was it kind of the same thing with FaZe?
No, so with Optic, yes, at the email, and then I worked with Boston for Call of Duty
Okay.
because
Yep.
again, like he also I think had played paintball, so that helped as well.
Oh,
But
hell yeah.
with Boston, what I had done was I actually just went to their website because they were Oxygen Esports. I just went to their website and talked to their live chat, which wasn't AI at the time. Um,
Okay.
and talk to their live chat and got an actual person who was like, "Oh, here's the email for you actually have to talk to," and then reach out to them. It was super easy with that, and I guess no one's done that because it's why would you? I guess.
Okay.
Um, but during that time when they were not having a good year, because they were knocked out so soon, and again, I like to work when I go to these events. I'm not there just to watch. I'm there to do my job.
Mm.
I would take pictures of other teams. I got a good picture, couple good pictures of FaZe, and um, after that, I sent it to them. You guys do whatever you want with it. I don't care. This is yours. Because as much people don't like to say it, free work does actually pay the bills sometimes. Um,
It's like an
and
investment
people are like,
in a
yeah,
way.
yeah, and they're like, oh, exposure doesn't pay my bills. It does. It just depends on how you do it. Don't be stupid about it. It will.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I sent it off to them, and then there were a couple events that I had worked still, and I would just talk to the guys, like the management and stuff like that. And it got to a point where I was like, if you guys are looking for a photographer, let me know. And it just so happened that the photographer they were using, he was kind of moving up in the company.
Mm.
Um, so that next year came around and they'd one remembered, but they really liked my work, so they were like, let's run it and see how it goes. And that was last year that happened. So I went with the first event I had with them was in Madrid, and
Wow. I think I remember some of those
I've been
photos.
with them since. Yeah, yeah, I loved it. That was a good time. I love that squad too. Like that was the BZ, Simp, Draws, and Celium, and that was such a vibey squad. Um,
What an
but
experience.
yeah, it was such an experience. And from there, like I've just been going up. But yeah, I've re-signed with them this year, and we'll see what happens next year if they still like my work. But it's been that's kind of how I got started. Was just I got a right place, right time is really what I should say.
Okay. So for you, what was the biggest risk you've taken for this? Whether it be paintball or esports, would you say for you was the biggest risk you've taken?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. I mean, wow. It's a very good question. I don't think there's really been much risk in paintball. I've always been very lucky in paintball. But for esports, I'll say that yeah. I mean, I think the biggest risk has always been just like, especially with FaZe, because my first event with them was Madrid. Um,
That's a big one for a very first event. That's
that's
far.
yeah, yeah. It was like, will they like my work? Will I do a good job? Will the guys like me? And ultimately, will this be my first and last time working with them? It's not a very big risk. It's not like, oh, I traveled the world. It's on $10. It's not like that. But
Mm.
that could have been terrible. I mean, that
That
could
could have
have
been it.
turned out to be, yeah, that could have been my only shot to work with a team like that. And thankfully it wasn't. But I do think that was the biggest risk, was traveling across the world on a maybe it'll work out kind of thing. Again, it's not like a risk in the traditional sense, but I mean, it's expensive. It's a big moment, and it could have resulted in literally nothing.
Did they pay for you to go out there, or was that all you?
That was so they do pay me, but as far as like hotel and flight and stuff, I cover all that myself.
Wow, that's not
So,
cheap.
no, it's not. And granted, like for the most part, everything that they pay me pays me back and then some. But going overseas is typically a my choice. Like they're not typically going to pay for my flight and hotel, especially again right now with how much it costs. Um, things like that's why I didn't go to Paris
Mhm.
because it just financially like my flight went from like $600 to like 1,800.
And that's all,
Doesn't
dude. That
make
is
sense.
so much. That is so much.
Yeah, it's a huge increase. So like stuff like that, that overseas is always my choice. So if I lose money on those events, that's entirely on me. But usually with if it's within the states, I can walk away with money in my pocket.
Yeah. And one, I just want to say, dude, that is amazing for you. Just considering like going back to like the 2020, 2021, when you and I really started getting acquainted with each other, dude, seeing you grow into someone who is taking photos of people who I think are famous. You know, I've
Yeah,
obviously been a very big esports guy my whole life. So when I saw that photo of you like taking a picture from an esports arena of Optic Formal, dude, I watched Optic Formal all the time. Like I would always watch the Optic House, and I was like, holy shit, because I've always wanted to go out to an event, right? Like I think if there is ever one in Anaheim, I think I'm gonna go to that. I think I'm gonna go to that next, right? If there ever is like a big
Vegas Champs
esports
is
tournament,
next week.
you know, oh, last second, but you know what? You never know, right? But Sam, you're the fucking man, dude. Genuinely, I'm
Appreciate you.
incredibly grateful to be able to call you my friend, and just seeing what you're doing is amazing. It is not easy, right? Especially because you and me are kind of the same in the fact of, it's like, I don't know if it's stage fright about sometimes like posting certain things, right? But
Yeah,
kind of like what you said with that quote with your brand is like, just post it,
yeah. Who
right?
cares?
And that's a thing that for me sometimes that mental hump of just fuck it, post it is so astronomical to me, to where I and I appreciate it, because dude, you're teaching me a lesson right now. You're teaching me a lesson where it's like, dude, just have faith, post it. People are gonna hate it, people are gonna love it.
You don't know what's gonna go viral, man. You could post the clip from of a clip with Verbal where he says something stupid where he's just like, I fucking hate you or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And that could be the next big sound on TikTok is someone just recreating I fucking hate you.
Mm.
Like you don't know what's going to go viral. That's the thing, is like that's why the whole just posting. Like I I got very lucky. My very first post on TikTok got over 1 million views.
Oh hell yeah.
What if I didn't?
Yeah.
Or what if I did it tomorrow? Like
The algorithm switches every day.
algorithm switches and like I said, just post. Like you don't know what do you know? Like no one, everyone, whoever says they have it figured out, they don't. There are people that can
Predict.
consistently go viral, and like, but like you look at people like Mr. Beast. I'm just gonna use him because he's such an easy example.
For
Everything
sure.
he posts is gonna go viral because he has 150 400 million followers or whatever he has now.
Plus $400 million
Um,
to spend on whatever. The guy builds cities.
yeah,
The guy builds
yeah,
cities for a skit.
so like there's people like that who like they're pretty much guaranteed that they're gonna go viral. But you don't know. You
Yeah.
you don't know it's gonna go viral, and you don't know if you post something tomorrow of you getting blasted in the back if that's gonna get 100 million views. You don't know.
Mhm.
So why not post it? What if it does? And what if it doesn't? I mean, who cares? But what if it does?
Yeah. And so one question I had for you is, at what point did you see YouTube and content creation when you're like, that's what I want to be my career?
Uh, so I've always wanted it. Like I have a channel which no one will ever find because it's just like buried deep in the depths of YouTube, and I have disassociated very hard from it. But I have a channel from like 2009,
Oh, hell yeah.
like when I had started, and I never did. I think I did like a couple like gear back videos and like stuff like that for paintball, but like I didn't really do anything with it. But I've always wanted to do it, and then when it became more viable was COVID. Like once it was actually Doug Kanowitz who was first on in paintball. He was the first one on TikTok, like making
Hmm.
TikTok videos. Doug Kanowitz. I think he had like 400,000 followers, and I was like,
It's a
oh my
lot.
god. Yeah, I
That's
was
a
like, oh my
lot.
god. Let me try. And then I posted a video and it
Yeah.
got 1 million views, and
Phew.
I that was great. And then YouTube, before they came out with theirs, I posted on it beforehand because if you use the hashtag shorts, you could kind of hack your way into the shorts algorithm, and that's how I got my followers on YouTube. I would get millions of views on those before they actually became shorts. And then
Mm.
Instagram, I was the first paintball media page on doing shorts or doing reels on Instagram. I
Hmm.
told everyone, I told Verbal, I told Soul, like all of them, I told them all, just do it. Like get on there and do it. Enrique wasn't doing it. Enrique
Uh-huh.
was he was filming his full videos and posting them, and I told him too. Um, Obviously, people have since surpassed me, but like a lot of these guys that are big now. I was before them. I told them to do this, and I'm so proud of like them all doing that, and jumping on that and doing
Hmm.
that. But for outside of TikTok, I was the first one on all of these platforms because it was who was doing it, who no one else was doing it. Like
Wow.
it was so new. TikTok was so new. Shorts wasn't even out yet when I was posting it,
Yeah.
and then I was posting like day one for Instagram Reels.
Yeah, and I remember Ryan would tell me about how Shorts was so successful that eventually YouTube was like, "All right, we're not gonna pay for Shorts anymore. We're not gonna pay for views on Shorts." To where a lot of people,
Yeah,
it was like that was a big hit to their YouTube
yeah.
income.
They are doing it again. They're still paying. But it's definitely not as much. Like if you get a million views on a long form video, you're making way more than if you get a million
For
views on
sure.
shorts. But there is money in it. Like don't get me wrong. Like you can make a living. You just have to be consistently making content, and just putting it out there.
So, okay, I know you're very big into the YouTube space. What is considered a view? Is it viewing it for the first 5 seconds? Is it viewing it the entire video from front to end? Is it
No,
diddle daddle through the middle?
it kind of depends on the length of the video. So like for like a YouTube video that's like 10 minutes, I want to say a view is like 45 seconds to a minute. But for like a short, I want to say you have to watch like a quarter of it for it to really count as a view. Otherwise, that counts towards your click through rate. So
Hmm,
if someone sees the video and clicks on it and then clicks off of it, that's a click through rate.
interesting.
Having a higher percentage doesn't necessarily mean you're going to go viral, but it's better for it. So like
Hmm,
that's why you'll see video like if you watch a short, a lot of them have a hook that'll get you in there. Like you're watching a tech short and they're like, "This thing's garbage." Well, that's whoa, what's garbage? I gotta see this.
okay, gotcha, gotcha. Or
Especially when the thumbnail's like something you own, you're like, "What's garbage about it? Oh my
yeah, yeah,
god."
yeah.
Um, so like that's why they have that because it keeps you there for enough time to first get in there and watch it, and then obviously at the end. The
Yes.
more you watch, the more money they make. So if someone has a 10-minute video and 90% of people who watch it through to 10 minutes, they're making so much more money than if you only watch the first 30
Yes.
seconds.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, so having a higher click through rate, I want to say like 4 to 5% is generally the average on like a big YouTuber's
Hmm.
videos, and then it can get lower. Like it's not a problem if it
Yeah.
gets lower. It
There's
also
some where it's
depends on
like
what it
2
is.
seconds, right? Where it's like if they don't find it intriguing in like two
Oh yeah,
seconds, they're out of there, bro.
they're out. Yeah, like that's why the hook's so important. And that's like but again, it all depends. For informational video, having a higher click through rate is or having a yeah, a higher rate is good because 98% of people stay and watch the video, you're teaching them.
Hmm.
But for an ad, having like 1% is good because people don't like ads.
Yeah.
So if at least 1% of people are watching that ad, that's a pretty good click through rate.
Yeah.
So it's just all dependent on what the video is, but yeah, I would say like a general good rule of thumb is watching like a quarter of video to count it as a view.
Interesting. Okay. So for a 10-minute video, the quarter of it.
I would say like yeah, like say like 2 minute 2 minutes 2 minutes 50.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay.
It could be a lot sooner. Like I would say like a good rule of thumb is just to kind of try to watch like a quarter.
Okay. I mean, that's a ton of insight. I obviously knew it broke down something crazy, but learning how is kind of like what your guesstimate is, because obviously nobody knows the algorithm, but I've talked to a lot of people on what they think is it,
Yeah,
right? So for
yeah.
you, what decision helped you grow the most when it came to all of this?
This decision. I mean the most growth was always with like videos of people getting shot was always kind of the most growth. So for me, it was really getting in there and like looking for stuff like that. It wasn't just about oh, this is like a cool angle or anything
Yeah.
because the general public doesn't care about that.
Hell no.
But they'll make fun of it if someone misses 100 paintballs out of 150. They'll
Yes.
make fun of it if someone gets absolutely blasted. So that's where I think it really came into was and it's also part of why like a lot of people that do make those videos they're making fun of paintballers because they all they do is drop their paint.
Yeah.
That's what goes viral. That's what people watch. So a lot of us we all post that
That's a
because
lot
we
of
want to go
engagement.
viral.
That's a lot of engagement.
Yeah, it's
People
a
are like,
lot of
look at this
engagement.
dumbass not loading all his paint bullets. You know, like the
Yeah,
engagement with that
exactly.
of with the average person, because that's what the average person is going to point out. They're not going to be like, oh
Yeah.
man, he is dedicated on that lane, making sure that guy doesn't get in the snake. Fuck no, they don't give a shit about
Exactly.
that. They're like,
No, they don't care.
oh, dude, paint miss. You know, it's like
Yeah.
it is so
So
interesting.
that's what I think did help like my growth a lot was posting engagement bait, like stuff like that. It's like when you see a video of someone and they spell something wrong and you see the comments and they're like, "Oh, letter doesn't have a C in it."
Yes, yes,
Well, thank you for giving me that post. Like that's what I needed you to do.
yeah.
And they did it on purpose.
Wow. Damn, but it is also interesting how the way the algorithm works with that when it comes to because it's a lot less about views now, if I'm correct, but it's way more about engagement, right? Is that how it's kind of
Yeah.
working out now?
Yeah, so it all depends on like what it is. So, for example, YouTube comments and likes are very important. Yes, obviously watching the video is great, but if you comment and like on it, YouTube will push it out to more people, and then those views will come.
Hmm.
But if they comment and like, now you're pushing it out more, so that's how you're gonna get a really viral video. But for like Instagram, shares are more important. Sharing it to your story, sharing it to your friends, sharing it, reposting it, hugely important.
Hmm.
Comments and stuff are great, but you're gonna get the most reach if you have a video that has 100,000 shares. It doesn't really matter if it has 60,000 likes.
Yeah, because now
It has
everybody that
100,000
they're
shares.
sharing it to sees it.
Yeah, exactly. And you go on there, it goes on their story, and everyone who watches it, it typically counts as a view. So if I post a video on my story that you posted, and it
Hmm.
gets 100 views, that's
Yes.
100 views to you. Like it
Interesting.
counts because they watched it.
Wow.
Um, so
Interesting.
that's how that spreads. You see a big account, but you see Justin Bieber share a video,
Yeah.
and yeah, he's blowing up that video.
Yeah,
Like
people are
people are
like,
gonna go to
dude, I
that
gotta
page
look
to
at
look
that.
and
If
see it.
Justin Bieber likes that video, I gotta like
I
that
gotta see it.
video.
Yeah, I gotta see what's going on. So like shares are more important for like Instagram, but for
Interesting.
I said for YouTube, it's comments and likes.
Okay. So I know you've been in the YouTube spotlight for a while, right? And I know this is going long. And whenever you
Oh, you're
gotta
fine.
go, dude, let me know.
I don't.
You've been in the YouTube spotlight for a while and with content creation. What have you been up to? I know I sometimes see you at like what looks like YouTube red carpets and shit.
Yeah.
Tell me about
So
that.
um. Yeah, so there's a program that is I got in very early in the program, but it's called the YouTube Partner Program. And when it started, um, they had to fill their quotas, right? So there's YouTube partner managers, and I don't know how many each one manage. I'm gonna throw out a number that's 1,000. Could be more, could be less. I'm just gonna say 1,000.
One
So
person
they
has to
all had to
manage a
manage
thousand content creators, kind of thing.
yeah, something like that. I
Okay,
again, that's just a number I'm throwing out there because I don't know exact, but I'm gonna say 1,000 just as an easy number to go about.
gotcha.
When it first started and they had 5 managers,
Hmm.
they each had to find 1,000 creators. So it was easier to get into because you got there. But once they reached that 1,000 creators, they only open up like 5 spots a year now. So now
Oh
it's
shit,
significantly harder to get into.
5 spots.
In that for like per like person, yeah, they only get like 5 to 10 spots a year.
Wow.
Um, and I don't even know if I'm allowed to say it all. I'm technically I don't know if this is even allowed to be in it, but
I can edit it out.
I yeah.
Do you want me
But
to?
yeah,
I will.
so I would just say exact numbers. I would say edit out because it is 1,000. I just don't want to like say it, but like I would say if it's exact numbers, like you can just like say like I can even say a part right here where I'm saying I can't say exact numbers.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I can't say exact numbers. But yeah, so there's a number of people that they can add every year because of that original number being early. I was able to get into that, and now that the number is much smaller because they filled it up, I can't. It's harder to get into. In that program, you do get access to your partner manager who uh, you can typically email them about problems you're having with YouTube, stuff like that. You also get access to that premium YouTube support, even if you're not 100,000 followers yet. But ultimately, you also get access to invites to events and stuff. So when these come out, it could be red carpets, it could be early screenings, could be the FIFA World Cup because right now there's a lot of stuff going on for FIFA.
Yep.
Um, could be parties, like if they're having like a Christmas party. Um, so that's where I get all that from is I get the invites in there, I send off that I'm interested in going, and then I go. Um, and through that I've not only met a bunch of people that are like friends for life, but also just a bunch of creators. I mean, like
Hmm.
there's people that when I go to Atlanta, I don't have to even ask. I'm like, hey, I'm in Atlanta, and they're like, let's get lunch. You want to come to my house? Let's do it. And these are like not small creators; these are big creators that are
Hmm.
just homies. Um, and again, I mean, paintball brought me that. That wasn't anything within esports. That was none of that. That's all paintball.
Wow.
But I got lucky because I got in the beginning because when the program opened, they needed to fill their quotas, and I had good numbers.
Hmm.
People like Enrique, he doesn't. I think Matt the Gym Rat is the only other person in paintball who's in that program.
Wow. And that guy
Yeah,
is like that guy makes incredibly high quality
yeah,
videos.
he does a great job. Yeah, he does a
He
fantastic
puts
job.
paintball on the
But
map for sure.
oh yeah, and through that, I actually was able to like I'm their lead mod in their YouTube creator community Discord, which is a private Discord with all the creators inside of there. I'm the lead mod. Like I'm whenever anything happens, I'm the one that handles it. If there's a and it's not papers or anything. It's not like a brag like nothing like that.
Hmm.
But um I've been able to get on with more creators that way because when it comes down to it, everyone kind of knows who I am because if I'm always in there talking, and if they need something, I'm the one they're asking.
Yeah.
Um, I forget who it was, but there was a relatively large creator. Again, not saying names here, but he once told me that even though I don't have like the biggest following, I have massive clout within the creator community. When I go to LA and go to an event there, damn near everybody knows my name. It doesn't matter who they are, it
Oh
doesn't matter
shit.
how big they are. They all know who I am because they not just from this, but because I've been to so many events out there
Uh huh.
that we're just there's homies. Like
Nice.
so it's it's definitely it's thrilling. I do have a couple friends. They wrote a book. They're big creators, and they wrote a book, and they asked me my opinions on some things, and those opinions are in that book. So I'm getting that book here soon.
Wow.
Yeah. So like when it comes to the creator community, I've been told I have clout. Um, but it's online. It's it's stalled. I stopped posting for a while. Um, but
Are you gonna start posting again?
yeah, I mean, yeah, I did start, and then I realized I don't have the content to post continuously. So I'm shooting USXBL this weekend, and I'll have more content, and I'll be posting more content. I'm getting that drive again. Had a pretty significant loss
Hmm.
that
Sorry. Sorry to hear about
kind
that,
of
bro.
like it's all good. It's been a couple years now.
Hmm.
But had a pretty significant loss that like all motivation that I had, just like the reason I was doing everything, gone, and it just flatlined. And every time I tried again, I just couldn't get it. And
Hmm.
I do have that drive. I just don't have the content anymore because I haven't been filming for it.
Hmm.
So now that I'm getting back into it, I do have that drive, and I'm gonna keep posting content. I'm gonna start posting a lot more again.
Hell yeah. Well, dude, I myself am excited to see it because I always know that you've always posted very high quality stuff, and when you kind of have that driving factor, right? Because obviously, right, like when you suffer a loss like that, it never really is easy, and you kind of have to like get adjusted to living again, right? Like
Yeah,
not every people don't tell you after something crazy happens in your life that people you're gonna like still gonna have to answer emails the next day. Like no matter how tough the loss is, the sun is still going to rise the next day, and that is such a hard reality to kind of you know put yourself through. Because obviously,
yeah,
you want to take your time to grieve or live your own life by that standard of what happened to you at that moment, right?
yeah,
So
100%.
now that you're kind of bouncing back, Sam, dude, I'm so excited for you. Genuinely, I'm
Appreciate you.
excited to see what kind of content you're gonna create, and especially with USXBL being in Florida now, dude, that's like low key like a prime time for you.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, and I'm able to shoot anything. Like it's a very good league.
Very.
I love MVPS. That's home,
Mm-hmm.
but it just hasn't worked out this year. I haven't been to any events, partly because esports it's all interfered. Like I haven't been able to, but USXBL has been great as far as content goes. A lot of high quality content, especially from out of state. That's the big one because there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people coming from out of state to play it, and that helps a lot. And I do think that it was necessary. Like I think that as far as the drive for people goes, or the drive for paintball goes, it's a lot of people that had just stopped playing because they were maybe tired of MVPS or wanted to play national. They've started playing this. So yeah, definitely prime time and a lot of good content. And I'm able to do a lot more stuff with it because I don't have to really worry about what's the best terminology here. I don't really have to worry about too much because I'm not really taking a lot of teams for them. Like I'm going there with the explicit purpose of shooting what I want.
And that's always good for yourself.
Yeah, yeah, and that helps with content on this. I do take a couple teams obviously to pay the bills and obviously have something to do and reason to
Hmm.
go out there. But for the most part, yeah, I'm going out there with my intentions being I'm going to shoot some content for Instagram, YouTube, etc.
Are you gonna do vlogs?
I don't really do vlogs of like USXBL because it's such a local event and
Okay.
it's not there's not much going on. But when I go to like NXL, then yeah, I film a vlog usually, because that's traveling. Like there's a lot there. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people, and I mean let's just be real here. No one online really cares about USXBL when it comes to like seeing what that's about
Hmm.
because it's a local league to a lot of them or a regional league to a lot of them, but they do care about seeing the general environment of an NXL.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think that would be a better. I think that's usually a better option.
Interesting. Okay, so for you being in the YouTube space and you're around other YouTube creators, what is usually the average reaction of another YouTuber when you're like, "Oh, I make paintball videos"?
I'm not gonna lie, it's actually usually pretty positive. Like a lot of them are like, "Oh, that's sick." Like can we see some stuff like that? Like it's never there's really not like so a lot of people I think they have a weird a misconception of how people react to paintball. Don't get me wrong, like it's not glamorous. It's not like I'm a comedy creator with 100 million followers,
Yeah,
right? But like some people think that paintball's like embarrassing and it's not.
there are.
And
I have met
the,
people where they're all like that, like, "Oh my god, hopefully they don't ask why we're here," and I'm like,
yeah,
"What are you doing,
yeah, why do I
fruitcake?"
care?
You know
Yeah.
exactly.
um and a lot of the creators are very receptive to it. Like they think it's sick. Like it's not a taboo subject and they're very nice. That's another thing is like you like some of the nicest people I've ever met have been YouTubers with 30 million followers. Like
Holy shit.
not small people. Like they're not like, "Oh, I should be humble." These are people that are like full-time 100 million a year like kind of
What?
creators. And they think it's sick. Like that's not it's I think that the general reaction has been that's awesome. Like,
Wow.
let's see it. What does that do? What's that like? Are you on the field? That's the big one that I get is are you on the field? What happens if you get shot? Like they
Okay. Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
questions. It's not just like a "Oh, that's cool." Like no, they're like concerned
Yeah.
that
They
you're
act like you're
getting
getting shot
shot.
for real. You
Yeah, and
know.
it's like yeah, it's a little different than like filming inside my bedroom. I'm getting shot.
Yeah. You're in the heat. You're getting pelted by things at 200 fucking
Yeah.
miles an hour. Right. Like.
And another thing is like obviously like they'll do things like they'll batch create, right? But
Okay.
it's for them like it's harder for them to grasp the concept of I can only batch create on Saturdays and Sundays.
Yes. There's a
Like
lot of
they're like,
content that
oh, if
needs to be
it's
filmed for like a 10-minute video when you only have 2 days to film it.
exactly like they don't like that throws them off too because if they have to batch create content, they'll just batch create it for the week. I might have to batch create it for the next 3 months, and I only have 2 days to do it.
You're I actually never really like thought about it exactly like that. You kind of have to
Yeah,
store up and uh make a how do I say this like a fatty steak of content, or like when it
yeah,
comes to raw content you have to have like tons of fat on it to where there's stuff to trim off if you need to.
yeah. You have to have enough content to continue posting, especially like Enrique. He posts pretty much every single day.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he does a lot of local events, but a lot of his stuff is from NXL. NXL has a couple months in between each one. He's got to have enough content in between each one to film and to edit all that and get a video out.
Yes, and
It's a lot.
one of the greatest things about Enrique is he can make the biggest goofy look so good.
Oh
He's
yeah,
he's
yeah,
just
he's
that
just great.
talented, right?
Yeah,
There's so
he's
many
very good at his
there's so
job.
many good people where uh I mean I wouldn't call myself goofy, but obviously I'm biased towards myself. But the photos that you would take of me when I was younger, right? Like, uh, in my mind, I was like, oh, dude, these are fucking fire. Like I know I'm looking good in these. It's something that I can like show off in a way. So I guess
Appreciate that.
with showing off, who is the biggest who is the biggest content creator that you've shown paintball? I don't know if that sounds like ignorance or if it's like I don't know like the YouTube
No,
lingo
no,
where
that's
it's
fine.
like oh, who's the biggest YouTuber you know? I'm not trying to be like
No,
that,
no,
but
like I mean it's um probably always gonna be Jordan the Stallion.
really,
Um, yeah, I met him at VidCon at like a party. God, it wasn't last. It was 2 years ago, and we were just talking, and I showed him paintball. He thought it was sick. He was so nice. followed me on Instagram after that, gave me his number. Like really, really cool dude.
Hmm.
You don't have to leave that part in there. But yeah, probably Jordan. He was into it. Like he was, I said, super humble. Me and my friend Tyrese were talking to him, and he mentions like he wants to go to his hotel room, but he's not because like we're actually keeping him there because he said he felt very out of place. Just he always is thinking about what to make for content because that's
Hmm.
his job, right? And when when an idea comes to him, he wants to go do
Yeah,
that
corrupts
idea.
your mind in a way on
So
living life.
yeah, and so he was really cool. He was really humble, and he said that the only reason he was still at the party is because we were hanging out. We were just having fun, having a
Yeah.
good time. Um, but yeah, he's probably the biggest one. I don't know how much he has on TikTok, but I mean, I don't know if you even know who he is, but
I've heard of him for sure.
you. I was gonna say you definitely have seen his stuff because he's the guy who does does the come here and then he brings his camera and this like mirror. Um,
Oh, black guy?
let's see. Yeah,
Yes, I do know that guy. That guy's
yeah. So he
awesome.
has 18. Yeah, he has 18.9 million on
Holy
TikTok. So
shit.
he's probably the biggest creator I've shown paintball to outside of I guess Topper Guild also, but Topper I don't even know how much he has. Let's see here.
Interesting.
Topper has 93.4 million on YouTube, so
Holy
he's probably
fuck.
actually the biggest technically.
What?
Yeah, he's
94
probably
million on YouTube? Dude, that is so. Dude,
yeah. I would say he's probably technically the biggest at that point.
my mind is immediately like, I'm obviously out of that space, so I don't know. But my mind is immediately like, dude, how much money does 90 million subs get you?
I don't know. I bet I can. No, I
Like,
probably couldn't figure it out. But
that is just so insane. Because obviously, there's so many different variants to it when it comes to uh views, likes, subs, comment, like all of that plays a factor in like the spider web of content,
oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I feel like it's very hard to predict someone's income off of YouTube unless you know or you've been in that
So
space.
there's this site called Social Blade, and you can kind of look on there, and it'll give you a general idea. It's not always the most accurate, but it's a metric, right?
It's a ballpark, maybe same
And
sport.
it's estimating that he makes roughly 2.3 to 36 million dollars a year.
Holy
Um,
fuck! What does he
and
post?
about 300. He posts honestly brain rot. That's the best way to say it's
Quick
brain rot.
engagement.
1.3 billion views in the last 30 days, 2.3 million subscribers in the last 30 days.
Holy
Estimated
shit!
monthly earnings 323,000 to 5.2 million a month.
Holy
And
shnikes, bro!
he's ranked 8th in the US.
Wow,
For yeah, 8th in the US, 20th overall for subscribers in the world.
dude. Well, let me just say, uh, a lot of people talk about growing the sport. You are growing the sport without a doubt. The fact that you are, I mean, I wouldn't say you're like a sleeper agent in there. Obviously, you belong there, and you're like that's your space now, right? I mean, like if I were to go there, I would be so out of place, right? But you Sam, you belong there, and the fact that you're able to kind of stitch that network in of paintball and YouTube, dude, not very many people are doing that, dude.
I'm trying. I mean, like some of my close friends. I FaceTime with a couple people like every single day. Like we're just homies, and
Mm-hmm.
they live out here near me. But like they're massive content creators, over a million, over 2 million on certain platforms, and I've brought them to paintball. Like I've it's not always like it's a lot of times it's more like, hey, come out, see what I do, because I've seen what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Like come on out, and then they'll come out and they'll hang out, and it's not always like oh, this is amazing. I wanna show this off, but I'm just trying to get people to see like this side of it. It's sometimes they're receptive and sometimes they're like, oh, that's cool, and that's kind of the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I've shown a lot of content creators paintball, and I've tried, and maybe nothing's come out of it, and it happens. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm I am trying to go out there. There was a point in time when I was trying to do like a creator match. It just didn't work out because some of the honestly the reason it didn't work out is because one of the creators um that I was going to have on there was a point in time when he was growing faster than like Mr. Beast was,
What?
and he just went. He no longer like could do it. Like it was like that was just not a good time for him to do anything that wasn't pretty much him.
Wow.
Um and yeah, I mean he was working for like Nickelodeon and stuff like that.
Oh
Like there was a
shit.
lot going on
Yeah.
there. Yeah, so that's kind of why that one fell apart. I still like to do that because the general idea behind that was have them same thing as like the esports have like a pro teach them how to play,
Mhm.
and then have a little showcase match against each other. And then we would have a couple angles on it, and we'd film it, and we'd get it out there. We'd get content out there with these big creators because that'd be cool. But I mean that just didn't work out. I'd still like to do that, but
The
not
stars
not
have
as
to align.
easy as it looks. Yeah, exactly. Not as easy to get 5 to or get 8 to 10. Bless you.
Thank you, bro.
Not as easy to get 8 to 10 people that are just constantly working to have a day off anytime.
Yeah, right. They would have to be like,
Especially just
okay,
yeah.
this is gonna be a work day. We're gonna shoot content as like we're gonna make it a work day. You know, and
Yeah,
that's the hard
yeah,
part about
exactly.
content is you look at a situation, you're like, oh man, how can I create content out of this? Instead of like, oh man, how can I go and enjoy this moment for the absolute like knowing that I'm never gonna come back, right? Like
Yeah.
the mind of a content creator is so different. That is like it's an entrepreneur in a way.
Yeah. Well, there's the right way and wrong way to do things, right? Like you look at like Bear, right? Bear Digidio.
Yep.
He was getting Justin Bieber out there to play paintball.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber wouldn't even post about it. He didn't care. He
Yeah.
was getting paid to be out there. But then you look at HK and Trevor Wallace. Trevor Wallace played paintball. He wanted to be out there.
Yeah.
Like that's there's a right way and wrong way, and just paying someone to go out there isn't the right way. But someone who wants to be out there,
Yes.
he'll continue. I don't think he's been out there in a while. I don't know because
The
they
guy's a
don't like
famous
post about
comedian.
it. Yeah, like I don't think he's been out there for a while because he just can't. But like there was a point in time when he was out there every week. Like he was playing. He didn't
Wow.
care. He was just having fun. Um, and that's how you get like that's how you continue that long term growth. Like it's about that. Like it's not bullshit, right? Like I hate to say it, but like Dan Bilzerian, I don't like the guy.
Mm-hmm.
No one really does, but he's a massive figure and he actually likes paintball.
Like I think it's
Like,
all like I think he loves paintball genuinely.
yeah,
I think that the fact
like
that he's putting in so much money to a divisional team, sure he's on it, whatever. But dude,
yeah,
not very many people that are D4 team owners are like, hey everybody, I'm gonna pay for your shit. I'm gonna make a private field. I'm gonna pay for your flights. Like no D3 organization is doing that.
yeah, and that's the thing is like you have to have people like that, and you can definitely get people. I mean, like David Montgomery, he loves paintball.
Okay.
Why? I mean, I'm sure he would play it if he could. It obviously is not good for his career if he does,
Mm-hmm.
but like people like that, like you could. There's people that like the sport that just can't play it right now, and you have to harbor that. You can't just like you can't just push it away.
Mm-hmm. Can't forget
You
about it
kind of
either.
have to, yeah, you can't forget about it. Like you have to continue. Maybe he doesn't come out there and play every single week, but you can get him out there for a week and have fun with his friends, have fun with his teammates.
Yeah.
Like that's what you got to do. There's a lot of famous people that do like paintball. They just can't play it right now,
Yes. And one
and you
thing I
can't like.
go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I was saying like you can't like treat them like tourists. Like treat them like they're one of
Yes.
you.
Yes, and I think to stack on top of that, it is way more rewarding knowing that someone makes content of whatever they do and they're having fun not creating content.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
like a flex in a way where you
Oh yeah.
know that they want to be there. They're having a good time. There's no cameras. They're being themselves,
Yes.
you know.
That's really what it comes down to is that like if they want to make content, sure, but it's an escape. Like they don't
Yes.
want to like if they're playing on a team, they don't want you to flock them.
Nope.
Like they want to play on that team. They're here to escape from what they're doing.
Yep.
And I think that's something that as paintballers, we all need to figure out not to do. Don't get me wrong, if I saw Mr. Beast playing paintball, yeah, I'd probably go over there and try to get a picture too.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what he's there for. He's there to play paintball. Like
Yes.
that's it. Like he wants like he afterwards maybe, but it's an escape, and we have to treat them like one of us, not like they're a famous YouTuber, not like they're a famous TikToker. Like
Yes.
they're here to play paintball. That's why I worked with Trevor because the HK guys just went out and played. They did their HK day with him
They're having
like
fun.
multiple times. They're just having fun. Like they have content, but that's just because they were just having content of the day because they always do that. That
Yeah, a
wasn't
guy
a
is just
specific day
recording
because
them
he's
having a
there.
good time,
Yeah,
Like
it wasn't. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't because he was there specifically. They always had someone doing that,
yes.
and that's what it really came down to. Is he could get away for a day.
Yes. But Sam, before we get into the final ad read and everything like that and the closer, I have one question to ask you. I ask every guest this. If you had a microphone that was connected to every single person in the entire world and it would be translated to whatever language they're in a single conduit, what would you tell everybody? The entire world translated
I
to their language.
I mean, I think it still comes down to that brand of mine that again, it's just my personal. I think it's just post.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. No one knows. Just try. That's all you can do is try.
Absolutely, right? And obviously, there are some people that can be like the Yoda, where it's like, there is no try, only do, right? There are people like that, right? But it's also
But if you post it, you still did it.
exactly, right? It's all perspective. You can choose to be like, oh, they don't only try, only do. But it's like, the fact that you're trying is you're doing.
Yeah, you did. Like that's it.
Yep.
I think that just post.
Just post, baby. Well, Sam, you're the fucking man, bro. Genuinely, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate the hell out of you, dude. I am. We got to get you back on here just because the conversation that you and I just go so far back that there's just like there's a ton of stuff that we could talk about that, dude. A 2-hour podcast is just not enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's 2 hours. Holy.
Right? It's crazy. And I appreciate your time. It's a lot to take
Yeah, no.
2 hours out of someone's night.
I appreciate you, man. I'm literally gonna play Call of Duty after this, like Enrique.
Hey,
So,
hell
like,
yeah,
I
dude.
appreciate
Hell
you
yeah.
having me.
You know, do you ever play Mecha Chameleon?
Yeah, Ivan and us play it, but we don't have enough people to really run it often.
Dude, let's run it. I got people.
I'm down. I'm down.
Hell yeah.
Just let me know when.
Yeah, dude. You know what? I'll add you on Discord after this. I'll send you my number after this so we can like actually coordinate something. I think it'd be so fun to get like some paintball content creators and do like some Mecha Chameleon. Obviously, it's like paintball, but you're painting. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah,
I feel like
that'd be fun.
I feel like it'd be kind of fun. Like if we're all like live streaming it or something, or someone could possibly make like a content video out of it. You know, just showcase our personalities. We all love each other in the light. You know,
Dude, I'm down. There's so many of us that like we want to play, but like again, we just don't have like enough people in
if
our
you don't,
group
you have to have like a minimum of like 5 or 6, like minimum.
Yeah. I think 5 is like a good minimum, and then 6 is great, and then having more is even better.
Oh yeah, but Sam, where can people find you at?
AllInMedia, all.in.media on Instagram and Facebook, AllInMedia, and I'd say that's the most important. YouTube, if you want to find me, you can find me at Samuel Bennett YT. And if you want to find stuff, if you care about the non-paintball stuff, the esports and all that, at not Samuel Bennett.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, if you guys are listening to this and you guys made it this far, make sure you guys go subscribe, like both of our contents, not only from the sidelines, but AllInMedia. If you guys are looking for some dope swag, use code FTS at welts.com. Get yourself 10% off. Get yourself dripped up. Hormesis Paintball. Thank you to those guys. Get yourself some fire headbands. Whatever you design you could possibly think of, they have it. And if you're looking to ball on the weekend and you're in the Northern California area, come out to Capitol Edge Paintball Park. I'll be out there. There's going to be a ton of my teammates out there. It's always a good time. If you want to grind iron against iron and make your sword sharper, this is the place. But boom, you like how fluid that was? We're done. We're done with it. It's that quick, right? But Sam, dude, I fucking love you, bro. Genuinely, you're the man,
Appreciate
and I'm excited to further our friendship even more.
For sure, yeah, same. I'm ready. I'm excited to see you in whatever events you go to next. Hopefully Texas, but at least World Cup.
Yeah, hopefully, right? It is like I said earlier, the stars, they got to align, right? But you know, if you guys made it this far, we love you. This is your boy Hatch and Sam. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.